Can't buy. AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. Welcome. It's good that you're here. We have a special show today, and I'll explain something that we're going to be having on the show later on this hour in just a minute. You can watch us on YouTube, watch us on X. We are live. You can subscribe and become a member on YouTube, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. So if you want to watch us do our thing, then all you have to do is X or YouTube. And we are a podcast after 6 o'clock. The day's show is turned into a podcast on the iHeartRadio app, John Kobylt Show on demand for whatever you missed. Now let's get to my weekend first. I had a weekend enjoying civilization. It was the first thing is Rick Caruso on Saturday he reopened his Palisades Village, and it was a terrific day. Thousands of people showed up. A lot of people from outside the Palisades came. All the shops were open, and after 19 months, it was up and running again. The whole thing had to be. It was standing. It didn't burn because Rick, unlike Karen Bass, took all the warnings seriously, and he had a large crew of firefighters, private firefighters, that brought not only fire trucks but water tenders. So he had firefighters and water to protect his investment, to protect his property, and it was a really smart thing to do. And had he been mayor, he would have done something similar to make sure that the Palisades as a whole was prepared and able to defend itself against the fire. Unfortunately, the lunatics and losers that are the majority of voters in Los Angeles went for Karen Bass. And there was no greater, more stark image of the difference between Rick Caruso running something and Karen Bass running something than to go into this beautiful, perfectly appointed Palisades Village, which they had to, all the buildings were so badly smoke damaged, they all had to be gutted right down to the studs and everything rebuilt from the inside out. We had Rick on Friday to talk about this, and if you want to hear that interview, that's on the iHeart app, the 5 o'clock hour number 3 from Friday. It's a gorgeous place. It is high end. The stores are expensive. But, it worked when he opened up in 2018, and he's going to make it work again. And it gives, there's lots of jobs. There's lots of tax revenue. It's a great thing. I don't want to hear any criticism of any of that. Because if he was running the whole city of Los Angeles, things would be much different. But he's not. And so we got Karen Bass. And if you want to see what Karen Bass is, you go to the village one day, really. Walk around the village. Say to yourself, okay, this is Caruso's domain. This is what he controls. This is where he rules. Then step outside the village, cross the street, and look around. This is Karen Bass's domain. This is where she rules. And, of course, still, after 19 months, it's a completely destroyed war zone. Everything is, for the most part, unbuilt. You know how unbuilt? Well, Spencer Pratt wrote an interesting column today on his Substack, spencerpratt.substack.com. You should go read it. I think you get one article for free, and then you subscribe. I subscribe. He writes a lot of good stuff. And he gave a lot of credit to Caruso for reopening the Palisades Village. By the way, they had a big concert there on Saturday night. It was produced by David Foster, the famous music producer. His wife, Catherine McPhee, did a big performance. Anthony Hopkins came out and talked about the first time he came to the Palisades way back in 1973 and decided he was going to live there. Kate Hudson came out and talked about growing up there and then buying the house that she grew up in for her kids. And there were Pia Toscano, as a singer who tours with Andrea Bocelli, other local performers. I don't have all the names, but it was quite a show, and everything felt good, and it felt exciting, and it felt civilized, and it feels like, wow, this is the way life ought to be somewhere, right? And then you walk outside and you see what Karen Bass left us, and the district, the town as a whole is still struggling. I'm going to give you some numbers that Spencer put together. There was about 6,000 homes destroyed. 6,000. You know how many have been fully rebuilt? 30. 30, yeah. Let's see, 600 would be 10%, 60 would be 1%. So 30 is 1/2 of 1% of the total number of homes lost. 1/2 of 1%. Under Karen Bass's rule, after 19 months, 99.5% of the homes not rebuilt. But you know what's worse than that? I have a worse statistic than that. After 19 months, 81% of the destroyed homes don't have permits to even begin rebuilding. Let that sink in. Under Karen Bass's government, under Gavin Newsom's government, 81% don't have permits. They can't do anything. The government on a local level and on a state level is completely broken, completely busted. Run by two people who couldn't care less, or they would have fixed it by now. Newsom, of course, is not even in the state most of the time. He's running for president. Okay. Now, the rate of progress is much slower than the Santa Rosa fire of 2017, the Paradise fire of 2018. Even Altadena is doing better than the Palisades. This is something that in the history of modern fires is really unique to Los Angeles. And it's because of the people running it and the people running the state. And considering he goes through just, how wealthy the Palisades is. Not everybody there is wealthy, but the median Palisades resident, the income is 3 times that of Paradise up in Northern California, the Camp Fire. Remember the one PG&E started? Killed 85 people? Palisades income median, 3 times that of Paradise. But they're 3 times further along in recovery. And then he talks about something that I wasn't aware of. But it looks like the people who did not burn in the Palisades have reached what Spencer calls compassion fatigue. And they really don't want to hear or deal with the problems of the unburned, which I thought was a really cute phrase. Like the unhouse. Apparently, there's the burned and the unburned, 2 distinct camps, he says, in the Palisades. And there's a growing resentment against those who are burned, those who were burned out, from the unburned crowd. But a lot of the unburned people in the Palisades, I didn't know this, are fed up with the plight of the burned out homeowners. There's a sharp resentment over seeing the blight of burned out buildings anywhere. And they're out of patience. In fact, guess how bad it is? Boy, compassion really lasts about 5 minutes these days with people. I guess it's human nature. But some of the burned out people were blocked from rebuilding for a while because their unburned neighbors in their homeowners association voted against their reconstruction. They didn't want to live with construction projects next door or in the neighborhood, and they tried to block the neighbors from rebuilding after the fire. That is really nasty. Those people ought to be deported. In fact, the legislature had to pass a bill to restrict homeowners associations from blocking rebuilds. Wow, this is why I hate homeowners associations and the people who run them. I'll tell you more about this when we come back. In for Deborah, Mark Ronner, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. A poll showing Bass leading Rahman for mayor may have been fake. The CBS News correspondent accused of harassment, and the U.S. military is leaving our ally, South Korea, hanging while cozying up to our traditional adversary, North Korea. Details at the bottom of the hour, and we'll look at driving on the 10 after this.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. You ought to try it. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com. Their offer, if it can't beat CarMax, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com. You'll get your check on the spot. Easy, fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
SoCal weather, mostly sunny today with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, and up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Then partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 60s. This report brought to you by Allstate and from your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center. We make it easy. It's slow on the 10 in Santa Monica.
Those eastbound delays are loading up away from Cloverfield, tough across mid-city as you roll all the way to the 5 in Boyle Heights. Also crowding up on the 57. This is northbound in Anaheim, leaving Ball Road. Delays to the 91, and then ahead in Diamond Bar from Diamond Bar Boulevard all the way to the 60 freeway. Seeing some pretty jammed traffic right now. This is on the 405 northbound from the 118 to that 5 merge. And the reason being is there's a crash ahead on the 5 northbound just past the 118 merge. And that's keeping the drive slammed all the way from the 118. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This report is sponsored by CummonsRecall.com.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
Sports injuries can keep you off the field, off the court, out of the activities you love. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, fellowship-trained orthopedic sports medicine specialists treat athletes of every level, from weekend warriors to elite competitors. Hoag Orthopedic Institute doctors serve up top-level teams and athletes across the region, and they're the official healthcare and sports medicine partner of the CIF Southern Section, Trinity League, and many top college sports programs across Southern California. They offer the latest innovations in non-surgical treatments and, when needed, minimally invasive surgery designed to get you back faster and safer. And they treat everything from sudden sports injuries or complex orthopedic conditions affecting your knee, shoulder, hip, wrist, ankle, even your back. Hoag builds a personalized treatment plan, proudly physician-owned, accepting most PPO and Medicare insurance plans. Call 800-919-2000, 800-919-2000. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day. But Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
Toyota's national sales event is here to keep summer going. Get great deals on Toyota's most efficient lineup of hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles. Like the RAV4 hybrid or plug-in hybrid with the power and capability to take you farther. Prius hybrid or plug-in hybrid, offering tech and efficiency for every adventure. Or all-electric BZ with the range to extend your summer play. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Everything you need to find your perfect Toyota is right at your fingertips at Toyota.com. Explore our full lineup of vehicles. Compare features side by side. Search our available inventory. You can even find the best local offers. Everything you need is just a few clicks away on Toyota.com. So for your next Toyota car, truck, or SUV, just visit Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Tim Conway Jr. I thought there were already non-allergenic dogs. Bellio, don't you have dogs?
Yeah, hers are hypoallergenic.
Or hypoallergenic, yeah.
You get
human-haired dogs. What do you have?
Havanese poodles. So Havapoos.
Havapoos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say no to that if I went to the pet store.
Tonight, 6 to 10 on KFI AM 640.
You want to have a poo?
That's what the guy in Runyon Park Canyon did. He said, no.
No! This is KFI. More stimulating talk.
Touchdown! The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now, all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1. It's crazy, and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in.
Makes the catch!
Live, local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
Scientists had dudes eat 5 burgers a week. You'll never guess what happened to their cholesterol.
Yum. The Gary and Shannon show starts tomorrow at 9.
Yeah, that's a load of hooey. I eat 5 burgers a week. My cholesterol's always normal. That's ridiculous. John Kobylt Show, KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. You can follow us at John Kobylt Radio on social media, at John Kobylt Radio. And Moist Line for Friday. Get to it, 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86. So use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. I was talking about Palisades Village reopened. I was there. Went there twice on Saturday with my wife when they had the ribbon cutting ceremony and walked around, looked at all the shops. Huge crowds that they had. And then at night, they had a big concert. And it was a fun day. But everything else around the Palisades Village is a state of desolation. Because between the bureaucracy of the Karen Bass administration and the insurance companies, and man, something's got to be done about the insurance companies. The whole insurance business in California. You know, it's run by this insurance commissioner, this colossal clown, this pompoon jackass named Ricardo Lara. Holy crap, has he ruined the whole industry with his rate? And Newsom, because Lara Newsom wrote the new regulations for fire insurance right before the Palisades fire. And a lot of people ended up uninsured or underinsured, and this has been such a miserably mismanaged state. And the insurance situation right now is the number one reason that people can't rebuild. That and the insane regulations. So I was reading from Spencer Pratt's piece today because he gave Caruso a lot of credit for rebuilding that village, but the rest of the place is a disaster. Because that's not Caruso's domain. That is the Bass domain. And we have 81% of the homeowners who got burned out still do not have a permit to even start construction. And only 30 homes out of 6,000 have been fully rebuilt. So we have a 0.5%. That's the success rate there. And then this curious thing. People who did not have their homes burn are angry at the people who did because those properties are such a blight. And I'm thinking, you don't have to weep every day. You can't weep forever for what happened. But what kind of psychopaths live there who get angry at the fire victims? Like, who does that? Well, who's this homeowners association that voted against people reconstructing their homes because they don't like the mess and the noise? Well, that actually happened. And they had to pass a law to restrict homeowners associations from blocking rebuilds. There should be a special circle of hell for homeowners associations. That's unconscionable. What kind of psychos are you? Now, Spencer Pratt talks about the difficulty he has in rebuilding. Listen to this. I didn't know this. The foundation of their home was perfectly fine for 8 decades. And if the fire hadn't happened, it would have been fine for another 100 years. But since Spencer's home was destroyed by fire, the regulations changed along the way. The foundation now is legally unsuitable, they say, for landslide reasons. So Spencer and his wife have to spend another $1.2 million to drill caissons into the hillside. So he says, we're over $1 million in the hole before we even start rebuilding. And that's affected probably a lot of homes. Then they're waiting on the lawsuit settlement. You know, there's a massive lawsuit on behalf of the homeowners against the city and the state and the DWP. The LA Fire Department didn't put out the original fire, which again is impossible to believe. And that's the one on January 1st that then blew up with the Santa Ana winds and wiped out everything on January 7th. So they've sued Bass, they've sued Newsom, and Newsom and Bass, Spencer writes, are spending millions on high-end attorneys to fight the homeowners tooth and nail. In a court battle, they will eventually lose. They will. He writes, they know they're at fault. They know this will have to settle because Newsom's Parks and Rec department didn't do any brush clearance. They completely neglected the land. All those worthless little snippy bureaucrats. They should just settle and pay out already, but they don't have a conscience either. I mean, Newsom and Bass ought to be liquidated. Since Newsom seems to be a very wealthy multimillionaire, he ought to be forced to liquidate all his homes and his stupid wineries and his restaurants for his neglect. Now, when we come back, there was a fake poll put out today that made the rounds of social media, made some legitimate news services. It was a company who put out the fake poll on purpose just to see what would happen. I never heard of this company. Maybe it's not even a real company. I don't know. Maybe it's one guy with a laptop. And I'm going to show you just how absurd the media environment is now, the internet environment. This was going to happen, and this is going to be our way of life forever, unless God comes and destroys the internet. Short of that, we are stuck with this nonsense. Also, at the end of the hour, I'm going to announce the trip. In October of next year, a lot of you, I hope, are going to come with me, and we're going to go on a really cool trip. It's going to be to Europe, and you're going to hear about it about 10 to 4, about 20 minutes from now, all right? So that's going to be a big deal. So you set a timer, make sure you're in front of the radio at about 10 to 4, and I'm going to tell you about the really cool trip that you're going to want to be a part of next October. You can mark that on your calendar, too. In for Deborah Mark, it is Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
As you just heard John discussing, a polling and research firm says a poll it did showing Mayor Bass leading City Councilwoman Nithya Raman by nearly 12 percentage points ahead of the November mayoral runoff was fake. Median Strategy says it produced a bogus poll as part of a social experiment looking at how polling information could enter and spread through the political information ecosystem without independent verification. The fake poll claimed it had surveyed 560 voters in LA between July 30th and August 5th with a 4.1% margin of error. CBS News correspondent Matt Gutman's being accused of harassment by a former ABC coworker.
Former ABC field producer Samira Said filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against the network, which included allegations that Gutman made inappropriate sexual remarks. In one instance, she claims Gutman initiated a discussion rating of female correspondents' appearance. She also claims Gutman said Said must have an after-hours date when they disagreed on whether to leave a work site. Said also claims ABC denied accommodations for mental health issues. Eileen Gonzalez KFI News.
And the U.S. military is cutting back its participation in military exercises in South Korea. President Trump says it's too late to cancel, while also touting his relationship with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Trump says his decision to scale back the U.S. and South Korea also has to do with South Korea not helping the U.S. in Iran.
But I called him, I said, would you like to give us a little hand? We don't need help with Iran, but if you'd like, give us a hand with Iran. He said, no, thanks.
Neither Trump nor members of his administration have talked to the North Korean leader recently, and North Korea has established closer ties with Iran and Russia. We're going to look at some trouble on the 5 next.
Inheriting a home can be overwhelming. You got the repairs, you got the time it takes to get everything ready to sell. It's more trouble than it's worth. So call Seller's Advantage. Here's a real customer who inherited a home. What he wrote is, it would have taken us a lot of time, money, and headaches to get the property in shape. I heard about Seller's Advantage from radio commercials, gave them a try. The offer was reasonable. We accepted it. They took care of everything. The physical effort and the legal complexities. We closed within 3 weeks. Call Seller's Advantage, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com for your free, no-obligation cash offer.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRA number 01961658, Providence Realty, DRA number 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI, mostly sunny and hot today with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 60s. It's going to be sunny tomorrow and bumping up to around 90, and it'll stay in that territory all through the weekend. Right now, it is 87 in La Palma, 99 in Lancaster, and we got a crash on the 5 in Sylmar.
This one's on the northbound side. Coming up on Roxford, that's where all the activity should be off to the shoulder. According to the Highway Patrol, that's where it is. But, you know, if tow trucks arrive, they may have to stop a lane or two to get the trucks out there and hook up the wrecks and haul it away. I'm seeing just stopped traffic on the 405 northbound as a result. Immediate delays are loading from the 118 freeway. That 5 northbound slowing overall out of Sun Valley from Tuxford Street, and the 170 northbound's feeling that pressure as well, leaving Sherman Way. It's a tough drive along the 605. This is northbound out of Norwalk, getting away from the 105 freeway. Delays continue all the way towards the 10, and it's also tough in Corona, South 15, leaving Magnolia Street all the way to El Cerrito Road. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Summer is winding down. There is time for one more home upgrade. For this month of August, American Vision Windows wants to help you finish your home projects before fall arrives. Here's the deal. Listen closely. Pick any 2 of their most popular offers. Either free expert installation or free sound packages, a free upgrade to Sun Matrix, or they pay your tax, or no interest, no payments for 18 months. Take 2 of those, and you'll get stunning energy-efficient windows. Your home will be more comfortable. It'll look great from the street and lower your energy bills every year. Over 1 million windows they've installed. American Vision Windows has earned the trust of homeowners across California. AmericanVisionWindows.com. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or see the website for details. Offer ends on August 31st. AmericanVisionWindows.com or call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188.
I was unable to take a walk around my neighborhood, and nothing alleviated the pain. And I went in to the Good Feet store. I got fitted for the arch supports. It changed my life, and it could change yours too.
We have 11 area locations. Find the one closest to you at goodfeet.com.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
I'm Michael Gates, and I'm running for Attorney General. For years, Californians have asked for one simple thing: enforce the laws. And the political class said no. They protect each other, they leave our neighborhoods unsafe, and we are left to fend for ourselves. I don't work for the elites, I work for you. As your Attorney General, I'll enforce the laws you voted for, go after corruption in both political parties, and put your family first. Vote Michael Gates for Attorney General.
paid for by Gates for Attorney General 2026.
Hey, it's Conway here for Cars for Kids. We've donated 2 vehicles to Cars for Kids, and man, was it easy. Cars for Kids has been around for 30 years, and they know what they're doing. I recently saw firsthand one of their summer programs going on right now where they have over 1,400 kids. I saw hundreds of kids in the camp, and they couldn't thank Cars for Kids enough for making this incredible opportunity possible. So when you donate a car, you're helping real kids thrive this summer. CarsForKids.org. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS, Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen K is a new iHeart podcast where secrets come out, emotions run high, and no topic is off limits. Listen now on the iHeart Radio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Experience, reputation, and trust matter. If you've been injured, OPOlaw.com.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. We're on every day, 3 to 6. Coming up in just about 15 minutes, we're going to have someone from Travel Store and someone from Oceana Cruise. And we are going on a big cruise in Europe, October of 2027, and you can come. So I want you paying attention. And we'll give you all the details. We'll give you a website you can get linked to. And so get pen and paper and get your computer out and be ready to join us. All right. It's going to be quite a trip. It's going to be a year from this October 2027. All right. Let me talk about this poll because, this may have happened many times. There are a lot of polls out. Many of them are wrong. I don't care what people in the polling industry say. It's a dead industry. It's not trustworthy. I in a perfect world, I'd never mention any of the polls, but their existence sometimes affects the news, sometimes affects the trajectory of a race. But as a whole, I don't trust any of them. And we've hit the ultimate moment now. Median Strategies. Boy, that sounds like a real company, right? Median Strategies. They put out a poll that they said was based on 560 LA voters. They took this poll between July 30th and August 5th, they said. It had a 4% margin of error. And it showed that Karen Bass was leading Nithya Raman by 12 percentage points. So this poll went out on social media, press releases, and the California Post picked up on it. They declared that Spencer Pratt's voters could be the deciding factor because that's what it showed. It showed the Spencer Pratt voters were breaking big for Karen Bass. That 85% of the Pratt voters were going to go for Bass. Karen Bass. Her staff saw the story and said, doing the work, showing up, gaining momentum. Let's do this, LA. She posted that on X from her campaign account. Media Strategies was the source for her optimism. Well, the poll has since been deleted. It was a fake poll. Median Strategies admitted they put out a fake poll just to see what would happen. Seriously. They put it out to see what would happen, what they think was going to happen. It was going to get republished, and then campaigns were going to react, and it would become a news story. Because nobody in the news business, nobody checks these polling outfits. Nobody ever looks into the dirty details of these polls to see if they have measured too many Democrats or too many independents or too many Republicans, or it's the gender balance is off, or the racial balance is off, or the geographic balance is off. Trust me, it doesn't take much to come up with a skewed poll. Any of the things I just listed, if you oversample or undersample in any of those categories, then the poll is crap. And often when you get a poll that, it seems to be an outlier, then you look in and say, well, of course it's an outlier. If the Democratic vote is, if the number of registered Democrats, let's say, in the state is 45%, but you sample 60% in the poll, well, yeah, it's going to be an outlier. And then it goes in the other direction, too. I don't know who the hell Median Strategies is, but they said Median Strategies was created as a short-term social experiment to examine how purported polling information could enter and spread through the political information ecosystem without independent verification. So is Media Strategies even a real company? We are not seeking publicity or attribution for the individuals involved and are declining any interviews. Well, what did you prove? You proved the obvious? Because most of the polls that come out are botched polls on purpose. There's campaign paid for polls, there's push polls, and they're designed to influence people into voting one way or the other because a lot of people want to vote for a winner. Because, I mean, really, you're dealing with farm animals here largely with the public. They're farm animals. And farm animals like to move in packs and they're easily spooked. And every time a poll comes out which shows a wide lead for one candidate over another, that depresses turnout. People go, why should I bother? My guy's going to win anyway. Or why should I bother? My guy's going to lose. So you want to depress turnout, you put out a fake poll which shows a wide lead. Or you put out a poll to try to give momentum to the candidate that paid for the poll. Or you word the questions in order to lead respondents towards a desired answer. And plus I found out they don't even call people anymore because most of America doesn't answer the phone when they see it's a pollster. So now they solicit people online. Well, what kind of group is that? They're sending out emails or perhaps texts, and you're supposed to click on the email, and then it takes you to a polling page, and you answer the questions. They found out the kind of people who respond to polls and are willing to put the time into responding, whether it's over a phone or on a website. That's a weird self-selected group. It does not represent anything. It just represents people who like to respond to polls. So Bass's campaign spokesman said the poll was reported on by a news outlet. Any bad faith attempts to influence elections should be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Since when is she into prosecuting? Most of the mayhem in the streets is because she refuses to let the police and the city attorney and the district attorney prosecute the law. So when does she become a fan of prosecuting the law? Wow. So Median had written in the original press release, faced with a choice between the incumbent and a DSA-aligned challenger, most Pratt voters appear to be treating Bass as the more familiar, moderate option rather than sitting out the race. Hey, for all I know, Bass paid for this poll because this flattered her, made her look good. Median began posting on social media on August the 9th. You know how many followers they had? 20. All the employees, most likely. They had put out another poll in Wisconsin, which showed that the Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong was winning by 20 points. Hong was not winning by 20 points. She ended up losing by 1 point. So they put out a fake poll in Wisconsin to see what would happen. They put out a fake poll here to see what stops 50 other fake companies from doing this. What stops every candidate from doing this? Because nobody checks anything. Nobody checks anything. We come back. We're going to tell you about our big trip. It's to Europe. It's on a cruise. It's going to be October of 2027. All the details in just minutes. And in for Deborah Mark, it's Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. Allegations against L.A. Congressman Jimmy Gomez. Nick Reiner's next hearing postponed. And Kentucky's governor says, where's Mitch? Or words to that effect. Those stories and more at the top of the hour, and we'll look at driving on the 134 next.
Listen to this. Nothing, right? Silence. That's my phone. I don't get spam calls or spam texts. I get silence. Your phone probably makes a lot of noise because data brokers are selling your personal information like it's on clearance. Your phone numbers, home addresses, email, names of your family members, your political affiliations, even where you bank. The scammers that are blowing up your phone didn't get lucky. They do this on purpose. They buy your information and they keep buying it over and over until you make it stop. And I got it to stop with Incogni's help. INCOGNI, Incogni. They automatically remove your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and personal search sites. Incogni sends the legal removal requests. Then they follow up and keep monitoring so your information stays off those lists. If scammers can't find you, they can't target you. Get 60% off right now at incogni.com/KFI. That's incogni.com/KFI.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. There's a crash on the 134 in Griffith Park.
This one is along the eastbound side coming up on Zoo Drive. That's where the carpool lane has been plugged up with a backup out of Burbank getting away from Buena Vista. Now, the drive in Irwindale, tough also on that 210 eastbound coming up on Irwindale Avenue. A crash off to the right, delays out of Arcadia from Santa Anita Avenue. And we're also heading into Culver City. Stall for the 405 southbound coming up on the 10. It's off to the shoulder, but you're on the brakes out of West LA from Santa Monica Boulevard. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Give me the VIN. GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. Try it. Enter your VIN number. Get an offer fast. If GiveMeTheVIN.com's offer can't beat CarMax, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com. You will get your check on the spot. They'll make sure of it. Easy, fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
The last Bus family stake in ownership of the Lakers is going to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The family had ownership since Jerry Buss purchased the team in 1979. Cubs shortstop Dansby Swanson expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. He's got a grade 2 oblique strain. Jets running back Breece Hall suffered a sprained groin at practice this morning. He's going for tests, but Coach Aaron Glenn says he's not concerned. I'm Frank Aaron.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by Albertsons and Vons.
Shop Vons and Albertsons for savings on family favorites. This week, Chobani Greek yogurt, 4.5 to 6.7 ounces. Selected varieties are $1 each, limit 30. And a 1-pound package of strawberries is $1.99 with digital coupon on Vons or Albertsons.com.
Running a business is hard enough. Don't make it harder with dozens of apps that don't talk to each other. One for sales, another for inventory, a separate one for accounting. That's software overload. Odoo is the all-in-one platform that replaces them all. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, fully integrated and easy to use, and built to grow with your business. Thousands have already made the switch. Why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If you're part of a political campaign, you know media plans are under serious pressure right now. TV alone is not reaching everyone. Digital is crowded, and every dollar has to work harder. That's why political advertisers are adding iHeart. With broadcast radio, podcasts, and streaming, iHeart helps get your message in front of voters with trusted voices, efficient frequency, and scale across local markets. If you need to reach more voters before Election Day, let's talk. Partner with iHeart today. Call 1-844-844-iHeart.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, We're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Worried about inflation, market volatility, or the weakening dollar? More Americans are turning to physical gold and silver to help diversify their retirement savings. Right now, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857 now to speak with a gold specialist. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offers a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mint coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver cap to $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
This is what football sounds like.
Straight up the gut for 5 yards and the score.
And iHeartRadio is the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily. We're doing the work to get you up to date.
Just download the free iHeartRadio app and search NFL.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
The economy is crazy. On the next Bill Handel Show, corporate profits are skyrocketing, stock markets are breaking records, the economy is roaring, yet hiring has flatlined. The jobless boom has arrived. That's coming up tomorrow morning after 8 on the next Bill Handel Show.
All right, KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. And we have 2 special guests here in the studio. To my right, let me see if I get this right. Andrea, right?
Yeah.
All right. I did it. I had 50-50 shot. She's the sales director from Oceana Cruises. And to my left, Tanya, the director of group sales, Travel Store.
That's right.
And they are part of the team that is going to be taking me and you, if you sign up on this fantastic, what is it, a 9-day cruise?
9 days.
To Italy and Greece, the islands, and including stops in Tunisia and Malta. This is a really cool, really exciting trip. And let's see. Let's start with Andrea.
Yes.
You describe what the trip is going to be like.
Well, this is really special. For your listeners who are not familiar with Oceana Cruises, we're an adult-only cruise line. So you're going to have nobody under the age of 18 with you.
I see.
We have beautiful small ships, which will be going to, as you mentioned, 9 stops between Italy and Greece. And we are known for having the finest cuisine at sea. So you have almost everything included. There's no service fees or charges for any of the restaurants on board. We include Wi-Fi. We include gratuities. We include your beverages. And it's really a special experience. The ship is the Oceana Allura, which is the newest ship currently sailing in our fleet. And so there are 600 suites and staterooms on board. So it's big enough to have plenty of options. We have a casino. There's multiple bars and lounges, but it's not, overrun with thousands of people. So
Right.
you won't miss lines and waiting to get on or off the ship either.
Sounds like a really beautiful experience. And it's 9 days in October of 2027.
Correct.
So a little over a year from now, October 6th through 15th. So you're taking that time off, and you're going to come with us on the trip. Now, Tanya.
Yes.
Travel Store.
Yes.
Tell people what they have to do so they can sign up for this.
Go to johnkobyltcruise.com.
I have my own.
You have your own,
Wow.
your own website. And we have 6 dedicated advisors who are all listening right now. They've been texting me, waiting to call you back, or you can call 800-777-6540.
You had that right.
You have that right. I memorized it.
800-777-6540. You can call the Travel Store right now, ask for the KFI package, and they'll explain the whole deal.
Absolutely. They're ready to talk to you about everything before, after, during, suites, veranda rooms, whatever you want.
Right. And I guess there's going to be a few chances for me to mingle, for the listeners to mingle with me. And we've got some special packages, right, for dinners and excursions.
Yep. Tanya can tell you all about the special VIP package. But the nice thing is we have different cocktail parties set up and different Q&A sessions. But she can tell you more about the special VIP party or
all right, Tanya,
package.
That's your cue. Tell me.
So for only 24 people, so very small amount of people, they get a small dinner with you and maybe me. We'll see.
We'll see.
But it's like a small dinner party. We had it at the captain's table on our last one. It was really great. And a private excursion with just 26 of us and a special VIP cocktail.
All right. And all right, that's like a separate package.
Yes, it is a separate package, and their advisor can tell them all about it.
I see. And this ship, which Andrea, which you already alluded to, is like a really nice ship.
It's amazing.
We're talking. We're gonna be really cruising in style.
Yeah, it did just win an award at one of our industry events. It did just win Best New Cruise Ship. So it is spectacular. As I mentioned, it's only 600 suites and staterooms, and it has 4 specialty restaurants, your main dining room, plenty of, options for casual dining. It has a spa, which I could spend my entire cruise in myself.
Yeah, I don't like being on ships where there's like 11,000 people. No. Now this is really just the right size.
It is. I like to say it's the Goldilocks of cruise ships. It's big enough to have lots of options, but it's small enough where you don't miss, the lines.
And it's just built, and it's only taken just a few trips, right?
Yeah, it just debuted last year. And so when you sail in October of next year, it'll just be about 2 years old.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect. All right, Tanya. So when they get an advisor on the phone, they've got time to go through all the different possibilities and
yes, the advisors.
Suites.
Yes, the advisors will walk them through all the options, pricing, what they can do before and after. You can call right now, put a deposit down, and have advisors on till 5:30 tonight.
Is that right?
That is right.
All right.
Just for you.
So the number again is 800-777-6540. Let me go through the trip here real quickly. All right, it's going to be 9 days. We're going to start on Wednesday, October 6th in Rome, Civitavecchia, which is the port, port city next to Rome. Then we go to Salerno, then Palermo in Sicily, then Tunisia, which I've never been to. And day 5 is in Malta, the island of Malta, which is out there in the Mediterranean, which is supposed to be a gorgeous country. And then Syracuse in Sicily. I guess we turn around in the Mediterranean, make another stop. And then we head to Greece. Katakollon?
Yep.
I'm pronouncing these right. I'm surprised. Then Heraklion?
I go with Crete, but yes.
Crete, okay. Well, you put it in here.
It's the port, yes, for Crete.
Support for Crete, okay.
Like the Civitavecchia in Rome, yes.
Yeah, okay. Then that's day 8. Day 9 would be Rhodes, the island of Rhodes. And then day 10, they'll be docking at Athens. And that is October 6th through 15th. And this will be a good time because I'll be with you the whole time. And we'll have some dinners together, some cocktail hours together, some excursions together. And this should be exciting.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, for any of your listeners who've never cruised before, I think this is a great way to experience the Mediterranean and go on your first cruise. You have a port every single day.
It's one of my favorite things to do, especially when you have the right class of ship and it's not too big. I mean, you really can't get a travel experience better.
I agree.
And you hit all the right criteria for me. This is the kind of thing that I love doing, which is why I wanted to do this with your company. Okay. So it's Travel Store. The phone number is 800-777-6540. Operators are standing by. No kidding.
Absolutely. They're waiting.
And they're going to be there till 5:30. And obviously they'll be there every day. And we'll keep telling you more and more about the trip as day goes on. And then Andrea's with Oceania Cruises. And this is a nice ship. I've read everything I can and looked at all the photos, everything but actually walk on one of these ships. So
we cannot wait to welcome you on.
I can't believe I got to wait 14 months for this. So I might steal aboard another ship before
you might have to, yes.
All right.
We can make that happen.
All right, Andrea and Tanya. Andrea from Oceana Cruises, Tanya from Travel Store. The number again is 800-777-6540. Or you can read up on it, johnkobeltcruise.com. johnkobeltcruise.com. I'm looking at it right now, so it's there. It's ready to go. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be telling you a lot about this over and over again until you all come. In for Deborah Mark, it's Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Allegations against Gomez. I'm Mark Ronner, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Congress is investigating LA Congressman Jimmy Gomez. The House Ethics Committee confirmed the investigation in a press release, saying they're reviewing allegations of inappropriate sexual contact with a House staffer. The allegations were reported by several outlets earlier this year. First, in a New York Post story that Gomez was spotted kissing a much younger congressional aide a couple of years ago. Then CNN reported in June that there are other allegations. Gomez says in a statement that he's made mistakes but hasn't violated any laws or rules and will cooperate with the investigation. The news is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. A judge has postponed the hearing for Nick Reiner, who's asking for access to a $1.6 million trust fund set up by his parents to the end of October. He wants the money to pay his legal bills, but attorneys in charge of the trust are trying to block it through California law. Criminal defense lawyer Ryan Kearns tells KTLA that will likely play a key role in the judge's decision.
If he is found not guilty at the criminal trial, certainly Nick Reiner has a much better argument for the release of the trust funds that have been set aside for him.
It's unclear if this civil case will infringe on the criminal case in which Reiner's charged with killing his parents. Southern California is heating up today with even hotter temperatures and an increased fire danger on the way. A heat advisory takes effect tomorrow for many inland areas where highs could reach 105 degrees through Thursday. The National Weather Service says low humidity will raise the wildfire threat, with gusty winds possible each night in the mountains. NWS meteorologist Lisa Phillips tells KFI the warmer than normal ocean temperatures are having an impact.
And the warmer ocean waters are kind of limiting the ability for the area to cool down. The ocean is our air conditioning, especially near the coast.
Despite the warmer ocean temperatures, the coast will stay cooler thanks to the marine layer. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says he's heard nothing back from Senator Mitch McConnell following requests on his health. Beshear made the comment on CBS's Face the Nation.
All he needs to do is call into this show for 2 minutes, or Fox News for 2 minutes, or do a video for 2 minutes to the people he's supposed to serve. But you know what? He absolutely refuses to do it.
Beshear also criticized Senate Majority Leader John Thune, saying he has a duty to ensure senators are capable of serving. McConnell said earlier this month he had left rehab and was continuing his recovery at home. President Trump's facing new criticism over his business dealings after the Treasury Department gave preliminary approval for a bank charter to a crypto company run by his family. Financial experts are raising concerns about a potential conflict of interest. World Liberty previously listed Trump, his sons, Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, and with Witkoff's sons on its website. ABC's Jay O'Brien says that page has since been removed.
The firm's deals, including in the Middle East, have helped Trump's personal gains from crypto balloon, earning upwards of $1.4 billion from his family crypto businesses alone last year, according to his financial disclosures.
Senator Elizabeth Warren and 10 other Democrats are proposing a bill that would block federal regulators from approving banks owned by a president's family, or other top government officials. And finally, a farm club of the LA Dodgers will honor Big Bear bald eagle Jackie at a game this weekend.
The Single A Ontario Tower Buzzers are hosting Fly High Jackie Night this Sunday at Ontario Field. Half the proceeds will go to Friends of Big Bear Valley, the nonprofit that has had a camera trained on Jackie and Shadow's nest for a decade. The team is inviting fans to, as they put it, celebrate a local legend. Jackie, the matriarch of the Big Bear bald eagle family, died of an unspecified illness August 10th. Jackie was the first eaglet to hatch in Big Bear, and in her 14 years, hatched 10 eaglets of her own, including Sandy and Luna this year. Amy King, KFI News.
We'll see what's on up on the 405 after this.
Is it time to downsize? Well, selling your home doesn't have to be this big hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you can skip the real estate agents, the commissions, the costly repairs. By the time you pay for repairs and real estate agent fees, you could have already sold your home. And this is what Seller's Advantage does. Chris Chavez is a real customer. And he said Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected. The whole process was great. They were helpful, always answered the phone. They're much better than going through a realtor. Get your free, no obligation cash offer today. Seller's Advantage, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 01961658, Providence Realty DRE number 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny today, mostly sunny, that is, with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 60s, then sunny and up to around 90 tomorrow, and it's going to stay in that territory through the weekend. Right now it is 73 in Santa Monica, 79 in Torrance, 74 in Dana Point, and 87 in Garden Grove. The KFI financial updates brought to you by Supersure, supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed down 273 today, S&P 500 down 41, NASDAQ down 84, and we're heading to a crash on the 405 in Sherman Oaks.
This one's been reported on the northbound side, coming up on Burbank Boulevard, and very low on details from what I'm seeing from the highway patrol, but I am definitely seeing some pretty heavy traffic all the way to that point. And then after you pass the scene of this crash, the drive does lighten up a little bit. So something's going on there. If you see it, pound 250, keyword KFI traffic, overall delays served up out of Culver City, getting away from Washington Boulevard. And then beyond the wreck, the drive remains pretty heavy all the way to the 5 merge into Sylmar, with some exceptionally slow traffic from the 118 to that 5 merge. This is due to an earlier wreck on the 5 northbound coming up at Roxford. These guys should be off to the shoulder. The 5 northbound still slowing out of Sun Valley, getting away from Tuxford Street. And I'm looking at Pasadena, East 210 slows from the 134. Delays continue all the way to Citrus. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Avoiding shorts because of your varicose veins? Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Hey, it's Conway here for Cars for Kids. We've donated 2 vehicles to Cars for Kids, and man, was it easy. Cars for Kids has been around for 30 years, and they know what they're doing. I recently saw firsthand one of their summer programs going on right now where they have over 1,400 kids. I saw hundreds of kids in the camp, and they couldn't thank Cars for Kids enough for making this incredible opportunity possible. So when you donate a car, you're helping real kids thrive this summer. CarsForKids.org. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS, Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K.
Tap into Happy Hour with half-price pizzas and select apps every weekday at Yard House. Find yours at yardhouse.com.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Worried about what your breath smells like after coffee, lunch, drinks, or a night out? That's why we created Zellman's, the breath mint for grown-ups. Zellman's is not available in stores, so go to Zellmans.com. That's Zellmins.com and use code SAVE for 15% off your first order.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. How are you? Welcome. We're on from 3 to 6 every day. You can hear us on the radio. You can hear us streaming. Also on a podcast, John Kobylt Show On Demand on the iHeart app. We release that after 6 o'clock. Live on YouTube, live on X, all that. And you can become a member and subscribe, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. And I just want to thank Andrea from Oceana Cruises, Tanya from Travel Store. We just announced a new trip. Go to johnkobyltcruise.com, johnkobyltcruise.com. And already people are signing up to be a part of this. We're going to Italy and Greece, the islands, with stops in Tunisia and Malta. And it's going to be October 6th through the 15th in 2027. Call the Travel Store. Call Travel Store right now. 800-777-6540, toll-free number, 800-777-6540. There are people standing by to help you book a reservation, to explain how this, what you're going to get. This is going to be fun. Really a good time. And we'll keep talking about it, and I hope you can join us. That's in October of 2027. Now, on to... This is crazy, and I I've got to find yes, here it is, the video clip I had. All right. Somebody originally posted this under Just Jamie. It's a woman, but Daniel Gus picked up on it from the Gus Report. And we're going to play the audio in the background, and I'm going to describe the video because this, I think, will work better if I give you a little narration. Although it is something you have to see to believe. So if you want to watch it, you can go on X and type in Daniel Gus's name, and he's posted this. He posted this last night. So just to set the scene, this is a man, I'd say he's in his 30s. He's black. He's bald. He's wearing black pants, black shirt, got a black backpack. And he is about, as I start the video, about to have a massive fit. Now, we're going to play you the background audio. You might hear a voice. It's the guy who's got his cell phone camera trained on him. And we had to bleep out a few of the reactions from this man. So let's start, and I'm going to play this at the same time. Okay, so he starts kicking the light post, stomping on his bicycle. Then he falls to the ground, sits down, hits the light post again. Then his bike, and he's got his hands in his mouth, and he's like sticking his hand into his mouth. And he runs across the street into traffic. Now, they lose track of him with the camera for a moment. Now they have him again. Yes, there he is running across the street in an intersection. And you hear the noise? That's him. Waving his arm in the air. Now I can't make this shit up. He's pushing up against this yellow wall across the street. He still has his hand in his mouth the entire time, screaming and waving his arm. Look at him, look at him. Yeah. He's holding his face. He's got his thumb buried deep inside. Rah, rah. He looks like a rabid animal, acting like a rabid animal, screaming. And you know what? I mean, he's going to hurt. He's going to kill himself, it looks like, because he's running into traffic without even looking. And what Daniel Gus wrote, Karen Bass, Nithya Raman have squandered billions of dollars supposedly helping people struggling like this. But much, if not most of it, was undoubtedly stolen. Play it again. I won't talk over the top of it. Just listen to him screaming as he's running around. Bent over, hand in his mouth, like he's trying to, looks like he's trying to make himself vomit.
That's what I thought, because don't you normally try and throw up if you're overdosing to try and get all the drugs out of your system?
I don't know.
That's what I've heard.
Maybe you're right, man. But I have no reference point for that. I don't know what you do when you're on those kind of drugs. But that would make sense because you try to make yourself vomit. But that wasn't working. He also points out that the city council spent millions of dollars so that Bass would not have to testify in federal court about where the money went and what she had to show for it. Yeah. Surprised that's not constantly in the news every day. Should have been for years now. Why did we spend millions of dollars of tax money? You know, she hired, and nobody believes this when I tell them, 15 lawyers. It was 4 city attorneys and then an 11-person private team of attorneys over a lawsuit from a coalition of businesses suing the city of Los Angeles because of all the blown money. They wanted to find out where it went. And a judge ordered her to testify, and she wouldn't. She got 15 attorneys to get in the way until the other side gave up because they wanted to get on with it. Otherwise, they've got to pay a fortune trying to prosecute the lawsuit. It's And as somebody comments here, it's not helping. It's intentional. This guy, Kevin Meyer, wrote, the guy's most likely wearing clothes that were delivered to him by a nonprofit after another nonprofit delivered food, while a third nonprofit passed out glass pipes. And they want this. Everybody makes money off this guy. They want him running around screaming. He's a valued customer. He's like somebody who goes into a casino who spends a lot of money at the casino, and suddenly you're getting drinks and you're getting dinner and you're getting a hotel room and you're getting pretty girls around you. They want your money. Well, the nonprofits want our tax money. So they let this guy loose on the street screaming to make us go, oh, I guess we have to pay more taxes, don't we? We'll have more when we come back. Deborah Mark is off today. We got Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. Luigi Mangioni's state murder trial's on hold. Weather's heating up again in SoCal, and a fight over ice in San Diego. Details at the bottom of the hour, and we'll check out Driving on the 10 after this.
Infinity Bank. When it comes to banking, are all of your eggs in one basket? What if your card doesn't work and you have to look at the back of the card to finish the 800 number, or your wallet is stolen? Who's the reliable source when you need the money, or a new card, or assurances that your money is safe? You don't have to worry about that with Infinity Bank. You call Victor Guerrero. He's the president of the bank, and you can set up a new account with him today. He set up an account for me. Call 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. For a limited time only. Don't miss out. One of the best rates in the U.S., the money market savings account. Infinity Bank.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. It's slow on the 10 in Santa Monica.
Eastbound delays, well, they're loading up, cutting away from just about 20th Street, and you're on the brakes across Mid-City all the way to the 5 in Boyle Heights. Also slowing on the 5 southbound out of Los Feliz, from about Los Feliz Boulevard, heading back towards the 605 freeway. Tough in Chino. This is the 60 eastbound between the 71 and the 15. And the delays crowd up ahead in getting into Rubidoux from Pyrite as you travel all the way towards Day Street in Moreno Valley. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
If you haven't had a termite inspection in the last 3 years, don't wait for costly damage. Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free termite inspection from a licensed technician. If you have termite activity, we have the right treatment. No tent, no poisonous gas, no move out. Orange oil treatment will have minimal disruption at home with tenants or your business. Get 10% off, a 2-year warranty, and 90 days same as cash. OAC, serving all of SoCal. Call 800-PACIFIC, PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports. Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com. 800-meter freestyle legend Katie Ledecky lost her signature event for the first time ever in international competition, touching more than a second behind Lonnie Pallister of Australia. This is the same Aussie swimmer who finished just a couple seconds behind Ledecky in the 1500 last week. That was Ledecky's smallest margin of victory in the event at an international competition since 2013. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Fresh snacking starts at Whole Foods Market. Prime members can get organic black, red, and green seedless grapes for $2.99 a pound through September 1st. Sweet, crisp, and ready for lunch boxes. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
If you're living with constant knee pain and you're dreading surgery, which you should, and you're looking at a long recovery, no fun, let me tell you about Hoag Orthopedic Institute. Their award-winning knee specialists are changing how knee pain is treated. They offer the most advanced, minimally invasive procedures for faster recovery, better movement, and the care is personalized using the most cutting-edge techniques, including robotic-assisted knee replacement, state-of-the-art cartilage restoration. You get up, get active, and you're going to move without missing months of your life. And they accept most PPO and Medicare insurance plans. So call 800-919-2000 or visit Hoag Orthopedic HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. That's HOAG, HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Locations throughout Southern California, proudly physician-owned. That's HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Call 800-919-2000.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen Kay is a brand new podcast. Heartbreak, hope, and a whole lot of what would you do? Stream now on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
And I think that's the case, that if it is an appointment by the president, the Democrats automatically say no.
Bill Handel.
And it goes the other way. If it is a Democratic nominee when the Republicans are in power, and you have the Senate in the case of confirmation when Joe Biden, the Republican Senate, we just said no.
Tomorrow morning at 6.
We just said no across the board. Didn't matter what it is. That's where we've reached. We reached that point.
On KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Touchdown! The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now, all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1. It's crazy, and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in.
Reach the catch!
Live, local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Seems like every day there's another story about a broken water main.
Golden State Water says they're ready to help their customers in LA and Orange counties.
But it's going to cost you.
Find out how much starting at noon tomorrow on Monks in Maryland, anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
Can't find AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. Moist line is 877-MOIST-86 for Friday. 877-MOIST-86. We use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app, and you can follow us at John Kobylt Radio, live on YouTube, live on X right now. We have been regularly featuring the good work of Joey Tuccio, the animal activist on Skid Row. He has a group called It Starts With One, and he has been a one-man band trying to get the word out there that there are animals being murdered, tortured, experimented with, bred by the hundreds, and there's so many awful things going on with the animals on top of all the human depravity. And I'm going to play a clip of Joey in just a minute, because Los Angeles Magazine went on a tour of Skid Row with him. And within the past hour, he put this on X. He said, "We go to Skid Row every week. It's exhausting. It's frustrating. It's costly. This madness has to stop. Different candidates have reached out for me to bring them to Skid Row. Well, now is your time, but our way. On September 4th at 2 o'clock, they're going to invite anyone running for office, anybody in office, any reporter to meet us on Skid Row. We want you to hear from, for example, a mother who almost lost her daughter to drugs. We want you to hear from a city employee who risks her life every day to help. We want you to hear from residents in single-room occupancy buildings, SROs, that are suffering worse than on the streets. We want you to hear from a resident whose dog died 10 years. His dog of 10 years died in his arms while being locked out of housing, and had to put the dead body in a shopping cart and go on a bus to find help. I don't want to hear your statements or responses. I just want you to listen. I don't want to hear your excuses. I just want you to listen. I don't want to hear who is to blame. I just want you to listen, because these people have nobody to deflect to. They can only live it and try to survive." And that's right. And I think there comes a point here where I don't want to hear any excuses, any explanations, any deflections, any garbage or nonsense from the mouths of public officials or elected officials. Your way has been a failure. Don't try to spin it. Stop lying for 5 minutes. It's a total failure. It's a racket. It's a scam. The money is being stolen. We know it. You've been had. And we've caught you. Now, you're part of it. You're part of it because you keep funding and enabling programs that you know are filled with an absurd amount of corruption and an absurd amount of theft. And Los Angeles Magazine went on a tour with Joey Tuccio, and they posted a video, about a minute and a half, of Joey. Magazine said, we followed a team of animal welfare advocates as they tried to bust an illegal breeder trying to sell puppies for $100. Listen to what they found with Joey.
There was a breeder on Skid Row that was selling puppies for $100 each.
$100?
Yes, at the start.
How many do you have?
I have 4.
We found out where he lives, so we brought animal services to come in and try to remove the mama dog that's being bred.
$2.
At least I can hear at least 2 animals there. I can leave a citation for more than 1 animal.
There's 2 dogs. This is just what they do. They write citations because that's what the law allows them to do. And then, of course, nobody follows through with their citations.
This is something that happens on Skid Row all the time. People are breeding and selling dogs there like crazy.
Seeing people mistreat their dogs, kick them, like you know what I mean? Treat them, put them by the chain. When a person can't take care of themselves, they're homeless, you know what I mean? To have an innocent pet right here, I think it's animal cruelty.
He needs emergency grooming, but because somebody saw my check this month. So I'm having a hard time with the bank giving my check back.
They raided a puppy mill here not too long ago.
We got a call from a caseworker that a woman was sexually assaulting a puppy. I've been going for 3 years and nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is now that when people go into the SROs, whether it's the Weingart or the Eugene, they have no resources at all. So we get calls, or Karen Bass is Inside Safe. We get calls where dogs are left there for days, where dogs are being abused, dogs are being neglected. Karen Bass and Isabel Gerardo, they are 2 people that are pretending that everything's fine.
People housing, get people housing so they can have somewhere to take their animals instead of just having them right here in the street,
Okay. That was another homeless guy who says that these animal abusers and animal murderers, what they need is housing. You and I are supposed to pay for housing for the animal abusers because that's what they need, and then they wouldn't be doing this out on the streets. Well, yeah, they would. Yeah, they'll be breeding their puppies and abusing them in their apartments because they'll still be doing drugs and they'll still be experimenting with the drugs on the animals first to see if the drugs are too pure. And if it kills the dog, then you know not to take them. Or if it's laced with something. They found a woman sexually assaulting a puppy? How does that even work? How does a woman sexually assault a puppy? What kind of psycho drug is she on? This is Karen Bass. This is Isabel Gerardo. It's going on in plain sight. Oh, and I love the part where one woman said, oh, well, animal service, they'll come by and do citations, but no one follows up. So they hand out little slips of paper. You've been cited. That's an official Los Angeles government citation. Nobody follows up. And they're running puppy mills in the streets. And they know this. Bass knows this. All the city council people know this. Police department knows this. They don't care. No law. All this is against the law. All of it. They're so sick. They're so incredibly sick, the people in our government. They won't save a puppy. That's how bad they are. Anyway, LA Magazine, credit to them. They joined Joey Tuccio and posted that video, and I guess they're probably going to do a larger piece on that. We're going to have Mark Ronner on now, and for Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Attorneys for Jeannie Buss are demanding her brother's retract statements. The Buss family's agreed to sell its remaining stake in the Lakers to new majority owners Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. ESPN reports the family will sell off its remaining 17.8% ownership of the team. That'd mean Jeannie Buss would lose her governor role, but her attorneys set a court ruling that she's an owner for life. The heat's back.
Another heat wave is moving into Southern California, with temperatures climbing Tuesday and peaking Wednesday and Thursday. The National Weather Service says much of the region will be under a heat advisory, with highs in the 90s and low 100. Woodland Hills and Santa Clarita could hit 103 Thursday, Burbank around 98, and downtown LA near 91. Even overnight, some valleys may stay in the 70s. Forecasters say it won't be historic heat, but it will definitely be noticeable. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
And a fight over border operations is headed to the San Diego County Board of Supervisors tomorrow.
Supervisors will consider ending 3 agreements that allow ICE and Customs and Border Protection agents to train at county-owned or county-leased shooting ranges, including the Otay Mesa Regional Firearms Training Center. Supporters say cutting the agreements would keep county resources separate from the Trump administration's immigration enforcement efforts and help build trust with local communities. CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott says about 1,700 CBP officers work at San Diego County ports of entry and warns that moving required firearms training out of the region could reduce staffing and increase wait times at San Ysidro, Otay Mesa, Tecate, CBX, and San Diego International Airport. John Fink, KFI News.
Southland weather from KFI, mostly sunny and hot today with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, and up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 60s. Tomorrow's going to be sunny and up a couple degrees to around 90, and it's going to stay right around there through the weekend. Right now it's 89 in Glendale, 88 in Lake Forest, and there's a crash on the 110 in South LA.
This is on the northbound side. It's to the North 110 connected to the West 105, and a wreck has that connector blocked currently. We're seeing delays that are backing up on the 110 away from Redondo Beach Boulevard. Let's see how that 105 is doing, because it's got to be serving up a slow drive for eastbound travel, which is backing up all the way out of Hawthorne from the 405 freeway. And also, let's take a look at the 710. The northbound side of the 710 slows all the way from the south end of the freeway out of Long Beach from Shoreline Drive. You're on the brakes and stretches all the way back into Downey, and that drive opens up at Imperial Highway. Southbound slowing, leaving the 60, looking better also just past Imperial Highway. Tough on the 15 in the Cajon Pass. Northbound delays at the 215 merge all the way to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, you need attorneys that listen, care, and stand up for you. And that's why you call the attorneys at Sweet James. They have the reputation that puts power and respect on your side so you can focus on recovering. If you're hurt in a crash, call Sweet James. They have an office in Los Angeles. 1-800-9-MILLION or go to sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
As Los Angeles celebrates an unforgettable FIFA World Cup 2026, we proudly thank our host city supporters: Amgen, Archer Aviation, Kaiser Permanente, LA Tourism, and Metro. Your partnership and commitment helped us celebrate our diverse communities and showcase the very best of the Los Angeles region. Together, we're building a lasting legacy that will continue to inspire our communities and shape the future of major events in Los Angeles. Thank you for helping us show the world why we love LA. For more, visit lasec.net.
Conway here. Join me and Travel Store for a luxurious Caribbean cruise in February of 2027 aboard Oceana's newest ship, San Juan to 5 beautiful islands, and we'll finish in Miami. Book by August 17th for a $200 onboard credit. 800-777-6540 or conwaycruise.com.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
Avoiding shorts because of your varicose veins? Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
For Bud, the harmonica is a family affair. Now Bud's living with prostate cancer. He still knows how to groove, and he also knows once daily Xtandi. Xtandi treats metastatic prostate cancer that responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi is proven to help these men live longer. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. What a riff, Bud. Ask your doctor about Xtandi.
Free shouldn't come with a catch. With iHeartRadio, it doesn't. No monthly fees, no trial periods. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
If you run a business and need to get your message to your next customers fast, nothing is faster than audio with iHeart. Let us help you grow your business at the speed of sound today at 844-844-iHeart.
Take action for your retirement. Call Golden Crest Metals, 888-447-7857.
This August, choose any 2 offers from American Vision Windows. Give them a call or visit the website today.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
I was always flat-footed, and I always had the excruciating foot pains my whole life. When I'd walk, I would have to sit down just watching people go by you.
This is Alan, and this is his Good Feet story.
I tried the drugstore inserts, physical therapy, icing, massage therapy. Nothing worked, and I couldn't take it anymore. I went to the Good Feet store. They fitted me for arch supports, and it changed my life. The Good Feet arch supports have been liberating. I never thought it could happen. I became a walker and doer again.
For over 30 years, the Good Feet store has been helping improve the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time.
With my Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to worry, oh no, we have to wait for him again. Now I'm like, I'm going to run it right by you and I'll pass you up. My biggest regret is not going to the Good Feet store years ago. I mean, I feel absolutely free again. It's like my fountain of youth. It is an absolute miracle.
See how we can help you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We have 11 area locations. Find the one closest to you at goodfeet.com.
Teachers make a difference each and every day. Now's your chance to say thanks. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who goes above and beyond for students. They could be one of our $5,000 winners for classroom supplies and resources. Teachers give so much. Now it's our turn to give back. Nominate a teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
KFI.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, live on YouTube, live on X, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. You can subscribe, become a member. Last hour, we had Tanya from Travel Store, Andrea from Oceana Cruises. Why do you think they were here? You are coming with me next year, next October, to Italy and Greece. We're going to go on an island tour of Italy and Greece with stops in Malta and Tunisia, 9 days in October of 2027. And we have a special website, johnkobeltcruise.com, johnkobeltcruise.com. And they have operators standing by today. They're working until 5:30. Call the travel store for the special KFI package. JohnKobeltCruise.com or 800-777-6540. 800-777-6540. So we're kicking off today. You go to your calendars now. We're giving you plenty of time to plan ahead. You got 14 months, and you can join me on this beautiful cruise from Italy to Greece. All right, on Oceana. This is a nice ship, and Travel Store is a great travel company. So I'll tell you more about that as the days go on. Now, we haven't heard from Eric Swalwell in a while since he wiped out in the governor's race. Can you believe the number of California residents who were willing to vote this guy and make him governor? Yes, there's something wrong with the people who live in this state. And he's been quiet for a while because he's been buried under many lawyers who are trying to get him out of possible legal entanglements because so many women have come out and accused him of sexual assault or rape. And there was always one woman who stood out among the crowd over the years, and that was the notorious Fang Fang, a Chinese woman named Christine Fang, who was a Chinese spy. You may have heard about her. And she started up a relation with Eric Swalwell, a relationship, even shortly before he became a congressman. And that was on purpose. The timing was on purpose. Eventually, he became on the House Intelligence Committee, and the relationship continued. So Eric Swalwell, your wannabe governor, was carrying on a relationship with a Chinese spy while he was on the Intelligence Committee. And Nancy Pelosi was protecting him. This is how deep the rot is, how sick they all are. So Swalwell and Fang were getting it on, except he wouldn't admit to it. And now they've released the investigative records, the White House Transparency Task Force. They made the files public. And yeah, they were having plenty of sex together, Swalwell and Fang. The relationship included physical relations, that's the quote, on multiple occasions, and a scheme to drum up campaign donations. Fang once showed up at Eric's apartment, and they hooked up after he says he had taken an Ambien. And so later on, he barely remembered the event. Well, that's convenient. You're sleeping with a Chinese spy. You run for Congress. Oh, I don't really remember that. Now, did he take it or did she drug him? Well, she became an intimate in his life. He was interviewed by the FBI in Oakland in 2015. Fang was the subject of a counterintelligence investigation. She had relationships with other political figures in the Bay Area. In fact, she had relationships with political figures across the country. And there were two occasions when Fang, who's described as a striking individual, she was a hot young woman, and the FBI said she was at Swalwell's apartment before he was elected to Congress in 2012. FBI said she showed up late one night before he was elected, and they hooked up. Fang came to Swalwell's apartment twice, both occasions, probably before he was elected. Fang apparently showed up unexpectedly and began pounding on the door. Well, the pounding was just beginning. One night, Fang came over late in the evening, started banging on Swalwell's door. That's the exact quote in the document. Swalwell let her in, and she and Swalwell hooked up. Fang left after a couple of hours. Swalwell said, memory hazy. Taking an Ambien. Ambien helps him sleep. He grabbed a drink with Fang. Oh, so he mixed alcohol with the Ambien and then had relations on several occasions, communicating via text message whenever one of them was in the mood. She, of course, was setting an intelligence trap for him. Because if you have him drunk and on Ambien, God knows the kind of intelligence secrets he was spilling. Between 2013 and 2015, that was the first term for Swalwell, and Fang helped organize fundraisers for him in Las Vegas and California. Well, I guess he was probably in love or deeply in lust, and she was channeling all the information Swalwell was spilling back to China. And as somebody pointed out, in a normal world, he'd be indicted for espionage. Fang kept asking Swalwell to come visit China, including inviting his family. In fact, Fang invited Swalwell's father and family to China, and even Swalwell's dad thought that was odd. Now, nobody from the family made it there. Fang also put an intern in Swalwell's congressional office in Washington and asked Swalwell to get the intern another internship with a different member of Congress. So she was planting other spies in not only Swalwell's office, but others in Congress. And all you had to do was sleep with Swalwell, which wasn't particularly hard. So this is the disgusting, treasonous jackass that many people wanted to make governor. And if the women hadn't started talking, he would be leading for governor right now. Instead, we have the idiot Javier Baccaria. Another news story came out. One of Swalwell's close friends is a Democratic congressman here in California, in Los Angeles, Jimmy Gomez.
I'm going to get to Jimmy Gomez in a second.
Jimmy Gomez was apparently on the Swalwell track. He had a lot of girlfriends that he was screwing around with. Women who worked in Congress. Now get this. You know what's in Jimmy Gomez's district? Boyle Heights. Yeah. Has Jimmy Gomez got any federal help to clean up Boyle Heights since the big fire and the tens of millions of pounds of rotting meat? No, he's too busy chasing young women in Congress. New York Post had a story a little while ago. He was seen kissing a much younger aide who worked for another congressman. This goes back all the way to 2023. Then the Ethics Committee got involved and found other allegations of sexual misconduct. He says, I made personal mistakes outside my marriage. I've committed myself to working through the pain privately with my wife and family. Yeah, right. Like you care. I sincerely apologize to my family. Has he been seen anywhere at the scene of the fire, the cleanup? Seems like there should be some kind of disaster money to help the people out in Boyle Heights who are still living with the flies and the stink and the rats. But he's probably too busy pulling up his pants. Imagine how these guys track together. Gomez and Swalwell. No word that Gomez was sleeping with any spies, though. Swalwell, definitely. Definitely. And he would never admit to it. And the whole thing was covered up by the Biden administration all those years. I mean, he goes back to the Obama administration. Nobody ever told us in California that he was sleeping with a Chinese spy. Now the current administration has released the truth. There you go. That was a good idea. That was another good choice. That was an almost governor. We will continue. Mark Ronner in for Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
We call that a honey trap, by the way. Boyle Heights residents rallied to pressure Lineage Logistics in the aftermath of that nasty warehouse fire. Jurors deliberating in the trial of a man charged with killing a woman at a Trader Joe's, and a local teenage lifeguard who made a heroic save gets a trip to meet the Prez. Those stories and more at the top of the hour, and we'll look at driving on the 10 after this.
Let me tell you something. When you run a business and you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's their finish line. You get a handshake, they get a commission, and they're out of there. And you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, and you have the gaps in coverage all year, and you're taking the risk all year. Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, the HR manager, whole thing's too complicated to buy a policy online. Super Sure is the super agency built for you. Licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. That translates your current policy into plain English, so you see what's covered, what's not. A business value calculator, they give you that, so you can estimate what your business is worth, so you know just how much insurance you have to buy. Supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform, supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Mostly sunny and hot today with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, and up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Should be partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 60s. This report brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. And from your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. It's slow on the 10 and City Terrace.
It's on eastbound side, and things become busy at City Terrace Drive. Delays continue all the way to Azusa. Now, we have reports of we just saw a live shot, rather, of a small brush fire burning in Whittier Narrows. This is just south of the 60 freeway, and it's right in between San Gabriel Boulevard and Rosemead Boulevard. Now, the drive on the 60, as a result of all that visible smoke, pretty jammed out of East LA, getting away from the 5. And wouldn't you know it, there's a fender bender right there coming up on San Gabriel Boulevard that they're clearing out of lanes. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Infinity Bank. Most banks give you a call center. Infinity Bank gives you the president, Victor Guerrero. You speak with him directly. Call 657-223-1000. Infinity.bank.
Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market.
Make meal prep easier with Whole Foods Market. Get 30% off Amy Lou frozen chicken meatballs, burgers, breakfast patties, and bites with Prime through August 18th. Stock up on convenient protein for busy days. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? Now is the time to shop Sleep Number. Trusted by millions for nearly 40 years, Sleep Number offers superior comfort, personalized adjustability, temperature benefits, and value that is unmatched in the industry. And right now, during the Sleep Number Labor Day sale, all mattresses are on sale. Invest in your sleep and experience firsthand Sleep Number's personalized comfort. Stop by a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com to learn more.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry, wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit smiletunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Gary and Shannon.
What if you're dating and your date just doesn't want to spend the money? What if you know your date is employed and they still take you to Costco for your date?
I shared that in confidence.
I got a text.
I know you did. I'm sure you did.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KFI AM 640.
What an adventure.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to get the pizza? Am I going to get the hot dog? Like,
more stimulating talk.
Not going home today.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
Scientists had dudes eat 5 burgers a week.
2 in a row again?
You'll never guess what happened
2
to
in
their
a row.
cholesterol.
Yum. The Gary and Shannon show starts tomorrow at 9.
I could start 30 seconds earlier. Jeez. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. I was talking about how Jimmy Gomez is getting investigated. He is the congressman, Democratic congressman, who represents Boyle Heights and surrounding areas. People in Boyle Heights are suffering, and apparently he has spent the last few years screwing around with young women who work in Congress, and he's getting investigated by the House Ethics Committee. His close friend was, and I know this is going to surprise you, was Eric Swalwell. And the Trump administration today released definitive proof, FBI records, that Swalwell was busy having lots of sex with Fang, Christine Fang, the Chinese spy. He had sex with her for years while he was on the Intelligence Committee. So Swalwell's buddy, Jimmy Gomez, God knows what those two are doing. But Gomez represents Boyle Heights. And I wondered, well, what's going on with Boyle Heights these days, huh? Since that massive fire, 85 million pounds of meat. Well, now they're calling it 88 million pounds of meat, rotted food. I guess that when they went inside, they found more. And by the way, just 3 million pounds difference. That's it. Can you imagine 3 million pounds of rotted food? 88 million total. It's Lineage, who owns this disaster, had a deadline from Karen Bass, and the deadline passed on Friday, and they didn't meet it. I told you. Karen Bass puts out a deadline, beats her chest over it. It's like, well, what does that matter? You put out a deadline. Lineage is going to blow through that. What makes you think, well, they care to the extent it's like they want to get back in business and start making money again. But they don't care about the stink. It took them forever to come up with some kind of package to give these people hotel vouchers. So Lineage wants more time. You know, this is meat that was in frozen storage or cold storage. Like, for example, Martin Ramirez owns a repair shop next to the warehouse. Oh, my God. He says they keep pushing the dates to appease people. We just don't want him there anymore. Nobody's coming to his. He runs a car repair shop, a body shop. Nobody comes. Some customers walk away. They can't stand the stench of the rotting food. And swaths of flies swarm around his mechanics while they try to work. And he's got to redo the paint jobs because of the thick dust still blowing around from the warehouse. And when he opened up Friday morning, he found larvae on the sidewalk and nearby trees. I guess from the flies. The flies are dropping larvae, and then the eggs hatch, and then there's more flies. And doesn't even mention the rats. Got Jeff Rivera, he's the chief operating officer for Lineage. And he says, well, the deadline ought to be August 20th because they didn't get control of the building till July 7th. So they're arguing about technicalities. Meantime, he and the city, Lineage management in the city, never really sat down with Bass to come up with a concrete schedule. So that's why there's all this misinterpretation as to when the clock started ticking, when the deadline is really due, and what does it matter anyway? Isabel Gerardo, who has absolutely destroyed that area. I mean, her district covers Skid Row, and she's disappointed and angry about the cleanup. What right do you have to be disappointed and angry with anything when you've allowed all that human and animal tragedy to fester and multiply down on Skid Row? And she's all self-righteous and indignant over Lineage after all the human suffering that you've created, all the animal suffering. Just one psycho after another. These people are psycho. And Lineage is going to spend up to $100 million on the cleanup. Still, same story we get every few days, over and over again. I don't know, maybe got a federal congressman who could bring in some federal help. I don't know, maybe the Army Corps of Engineers or the National Guard or state of emergency, give these people more money so they get live at hotels outside the neighborhood for a while. No, he's busy screwing all the young women that work in Washington rather than tend to the people of Boyle Heights. Why would he care? All right, we have more coming up after in the 5 o'clock hour. We got another great clip, another member of the DSA. You know, Eric, we have 2 clips by the DSA that we've played recently. You get those 2. I want to have like a running, I want to keep adding to it so people could understand, because this is Nithya Raman's political party, Democratic Socialists of America. The latest is the New York City chapter co-chair named Grace Masur. We're going to listen to her clip, and we're going to play the other 2 clips from earlier in the month, so you'll see what Nithya Raman is about if she becomes mayor. That's all next. Right after Mark Ronner in for Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI. I and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Leaning on lineage. I'm Mark Ronner, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. People in Boyle Heights are trying to keep the pressure on lineage logistics and elected officials to get things cleaned up. Residents rallied this afternoon outside the burned-out food storage warehouse where Kyle Williams told KTLA the smells are terrible and parking, because of all the construction, is almost as bad.
That's just been total hell. Imagine working several hours, driving to and from, and you can't even find a park, let alone cook for your family with all the smells that's coming through the AC vents.
LA Mayor Bass says the deadline for the rotting food to be hauled out was last Friday, but so far the city hasn't imposed any extra penalties for blowing it. Lineage claims it has until later this week to finish cleaning up. The news is brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite. Congressman Jimmy Gomez from Los Angeles is officially under investigation for sexual misconduct.
Congressman Gomez is accused of inappropriate sexual contact with a House staffer. That, according to the U.S. House of Representatives Ethics Committee. They say in a press release that they're now investigating the allegations, but didn't go into detail. It's the first confirmation by the committee of an investigation since the story broke earlier this summer. In a statement, Gomez admits to making personal mistakes outside his marriage. He's sorry, his actions were consensual and didn't violate House ethics rules, and he'll cooperate with the investigation. Gomez represents the 34th District, which covers most of the city of Los Angeles. Jason Nathanson, KFI News.
Jurors are now deliberating in the trial of a man charged over the killing of a woman at a Trader Joe's in Silver Lake in 2018. Prosecutors urged the jury to convict the guy of second-degree murder, while a defense attorney argued the shooting wasn't a foreseeable consequence of the man's actions. Gene Atkins is charged with murder in connection with a gunfight with LA police at the end of a chase in which an assistant store manager was caught in the crossfire. Disneyland hotel workers say there's no magic in their paychecks.
Hundreds of Disneyland hotel workers protested in Anaheim during D23 this weekend, demanding higher wages. Unite Here Local 11 says talks have made little progress. Disney says it offers competitive pay and benefits and remains optimistic the two sides can reach a fair agreement. Protesters walked around the Big Fan event while Disney made announcements for future plans for the park and film and TV projects. Officials say negotiations will continue this month. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
A 16-year-old California lifeguard and the 10-year-old boy he saved in a viral ocean rescue got an Oval Office visit with President Trump today.
What you did was incredible, and everybody saw it, and you'd watch it over and over. I know when I first saw it, I said, roll that back. I want to see that again. Is that really happening?
Ryder Williams saved the boy from drowning in rough surf in Santa Cruz last month. Dramatic video of the waves smashing into the two of them has been viewed millions of times on social media. President Trump's run out of appeals to the Supreme Court in the E. Jean Carroll case. ABC's Sherry Preston says the money's already been paid, but the president will get no further appeals as the justices declined to rehear the case they'd already denied to hear once.
The president's petition in the first E. Jean Carroll suit, however, the one worth $83 million, alleging defamation, is still pending. In that appeal, Trump is alleging he is immune from prosecution from the comments he made about Carroll because they were made in an official capacity.
Trump claims as president he can't be held liable for them. And the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran has expired. ABC's Jonathan Karl says the war is at risk of expanding.
And today had been the deadline for the U.S. and Iran to finalize a nuclear agreement and come to a permanent end to the conflict. But that agreement never came close to happening, and there is no end in sight to the war.
The Iranians say the peace deadline is no longer relevant. We'll see what's up on the 60 after this.
Need for repairs. They can close in days, and again, they buy with cash as is. They might give you a $10,000 advance to help you move. Go read their reviews online. Call for a no obligation offer. 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 01961658, Providence Realty DRE number 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI, mostly sunny today with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, and up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 60s. Tomorrow's going to be sunny and up a couple degrees to around 90, and it's going to stay right around there through the weekend. Right now it is 80 in Long Beach, 92 in Pomona, 86 in Tustin, and 82 in Westminster. The KFI Financial Updates brought to you by Supersure, supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed down 273 today, S&P 500 down 41, NASDAQ down 84, and things are looking slow on the 60 now in East LA.
It's that eastbound side, and that's where traffic loads up, leaving Lorena Street. You're on the brakes ahead all the way to San Gabriel Boulevard, where there's a lot of smoke visible on the south side of the 60 due to a brush fire that's burning in the Whittier Narrows recreation area. So it's causing a lot of slowdown on that 60 eastbound. Now, the 5 southbound, it's starting to really fill in as well. I'm seeing delays now backing up all the way from Colorado out of Griffith Park as you travel all the way to the 605 and the 605 northbound loading up in Norwalk from the 105 freeway. Delays continue all the way to Peck Road in Whittier and beyond. You're on the brakes ahead in Irwindale, away from Arrow Highway towards the 210 freeway. Let's also check out the drive in Corona, South 15, slowing down away from the 91 freeway all the way to El Cerrito Road. That northbound side slows in Ontario. Pocket delays into the Cajon Pass from the 215 merge to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Every day, Californians work hard to build a better future. They deserve leaders who work just as hard for them, not for special interests. In the Assembly, Juan Carrillo is delivering solutions for the high desert, building more affordable housing, investing in good-paying jobs, and lowering costs for hardworking families. Because California deserves problem solvers who deliver real solutions on the issues that matter most. Paid for by Grow California.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen Kay is a new iHeart podcast. Real life drama with real life consequences and advice that might just save the day. Hear it now on the iHeart Radio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
You don't pay for iHeartRadio. Our advertisers do. That's why it's always been and always will be 100% free. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. You got the John Kobylt Show. Welcome. Big day today. We're on 3 to 6, and after 6 o'clock, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. Live on YouTube, live on X. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. So we got 5 ways you can listen and or watch. All right, you can listen to the radio, the stream, the podcast, watch us on YouTube or X. No excuses anymore for not knowing everything. Now, coming up in 15 minutes, the reason I say it's a big day is we announced our trip in October of 2027. You are going to come with me to Europe. We're going to go on a cruise of the Italian islands, the Greek Isles, with an Oceania cruise. You're going to call the travel store. I'm going to give you all the details in about 15 minutes. And it's October, 9-day cruise. Italy, Greece, stops in Malta, Tunisia. So be ready for the information. And we have a website. We have a phone number. So let's get rolling. Because we can all go on a vacation together. And leave all this behind. Forget all this nonsense. All right. I love doing this. You know, I was aware of the Democratic Socialists of America probably for about 5 years now. I'll tell you why in a second. And I saw that they were bad news, and I knew they were going to become a big force based on everything I was hearing. They're behind a lot of the homeless activist groups that are causing mayhem. They're behind a lot of the ballot harvesting, certainly. It's the DSA. Extremely well-funded, overseas money. They're extremely organized. And they'll do anything. The mistake they've made is they put out incredibly stupid people. They put out human vegetables as their spokesmen and spokeswomen. It's mostly women. Really dumb as a box of hair, these ladies. I became aware of the DSA and realized it was something bad because, we had this horrific councilman named Mike Bonin, who has been replaced, thank goodness, by Tracy Park. But in his heyday, Mike Bonin was actively allowing homeless camps to be set up all over the West Side. And it was just so disgusting. He went too far when he wanted to put homeless encampments on Will Rogers State Beach. And finally, all the dumb clucks on my side of town woke up when they realized the beach was going to be fouled by all these drug addicts and mental patients with their feces and the needles. Then they woke up and they voted Bonin out of office. But up until then, and I learned that he had a top aide who was a member of the DSA. I remember thinking, what's the DSA? Looked it up, found out. Then here comes the new council people, 4 of them, including Nithya Raman. So I'm going to play you a series of clips that we have played a couple of these before, but we're collecting them. So it's really instructive to hear like the entire platform and how they articulate it. First clip is from Fox News, Megan Romer, who's the national co-chair.
I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate. True. Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them. Yep. Abolish ICE. Absolutely. Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally. As a long-term plan, yep. Defund the Pentagon. Absolutely. Abolish prisons, at least in large part. Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah. Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations. Yeah, absolutely.
Now let's move on to the L.A. Democratic Socialists of America. And I think she's a chair or co-chair. Her name's Dr. Francis Gill. She actually has an MD. It's hard to believe. This is her talking to Colin Nolan on KNBC.
Your policy agenda on law enforcement is to defund police, ultimately to get rid of police departments, correct?
Well, what I would say is that we're dramatically overspending on police right now.
I understand.
Yeah.
The goal is to defund the police departments so we don't need them in the future.
I think it's what we really want to see is a horizon where folks are not reliant on armed enforcement to meet our public safety needs.
Right. But it says defund police on the website. That's your goal. And also to get rid of prisons and jails, correct?
Yes.
So if my daughter is assaulted and raped, is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
What
Absolutely.
would it be if not police, and where would he be if not a jail?
So I guess I really want to avoid getting kind of caught into these hypotheticals and talk more about the reality that we're actually facing right now, which is that we're spending in absolutely outrageous amounts of money on police and policing, and we're not spending money on things that actually make people safe and feel safe, which is things like actually well-lit streets. The streetlights in Los Angeles, everybody agrees it's a huge problem. Things like mental health care and substance use treatment. So things that drive people to commit crimes and to that make our society less safe. We're not doing anything about the root causes, and instead we're funneling money into the police.
You got that? We got to fix the street lights and defund the police. We got to defund the police. Oh, and abolish prisons and jails. But it's those streetlights that are really the problem. That is Dr. Frances Gill. She's one of the leaders of the Los Angeles chapter of DSA. That's Nithya Raman's home chapter. And then we have this. While appearing on The Point with Marcia Kramer, the DSA New York City chapter co-chair, Grace Masur, had this to say over the weekend.
I think that the movement to defund the cops hurt the progressive movement.
I think there was a reaction to that slogan, defund the police. But ultimately, I do believe that many Americans, especially over time, will come to realize that the radical position is not, defund or get rid of prisons. The radical position is that believing that America should have the most people in prison of any country in modern history, which is what we have now. I don't think most Americans, when they think about it like that, actually support that. And so DSA is trying to build alternatives.
I think that the movement to defund the cops hurt the progressive movement.
She didn't answer that. You should have clipped that off. Yeah. All right. So her idea is defund the police is not really radical. What's radical is the idea that we have people in prison. Why does it matter how many people we have in prison? I don't understand that. Everybody in prison got convicted. Well, in state prison, you got convicted of a felony. So that's why you go to prison. I truly don't understand why there's supposed to be a certain cap, a certain limit. I don't care if we have more than other countries. First of all, we have a bigger population than most other countries. When you talk about a useless statistic, that's supposed to be the big aha moment. Well, we have more than any other country. It's like, well, so what? You're only there if you committed a crime, a felony, to get into prison. I don't care if, we got 10 people arrested a day for felonies and they're imprisoned, or 100 or 1,000 or 10. It doesn't matter. What matters is the felons, the violent ones especially, are off the streets. What's with this number? They always harp on that. Who cares? It's an irrelevant statistic. It means nothing. I want to know that everybody who committed a felony is in prison. Everybody. That's the only fact relevant to me. But this is Nithya Raman's crowd. So defund the police is not radical. What's radical is having people in prison. Yeah, there you go. We're going to keep collecting these so you understand what Nithya Raman represents. What do you think it's going to be like if she's the mayor? What a horrific choice. Deborah Mark is off today. We've got Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. States suing Meta could soak it for $1.4 trillion. You're going to be seeing more driverless Waymos in California, and R.I.P. Dodgers legend Tommy John. Details coming at the bottom of the hour, and we'll check out the 605 right after this.
All right, pay attention. We're not going halfway on this. If I'm going to host a cruise, it's got to be the right ship and the right itinerary. That's why Travel Store is sending me aboard Oceania's brand new Allura this October on an incredible voyage from Rome to Athens. You're going to come with me here. We are going to go to some beautiful destinations in the Mediterranean. Several ports in Italy, Malta, Tunisia, and the Greek islands. It's 9 days. It's October 6th through 15th of 2027. You sign up now. Now, here's what I love about the Oceania. This is not one of those floating amusement parks. This is an adults-only trip. No water slides, no gimmicks. Adult-focused cruise designed around the destinations, the culture, and relaxation. Oceania is famous for what they call the finest cuisine at sea. So if you love great food, you're going to love this ship. And the Allura carries just 1,200 guests. Has beautiful accommodations. Every stateroom comes with a private veranda. So we're all going to have a balcony. And a limited number of travelers will be able to join me for exclusive VIP experiences and special dinners during the voyage. All right? Space is limited, obviously. Call Travel Store today. 800-777-6540. 800-777-6540. JohnKobyltCruise.com. JohnKobyltCruise.com. 800-777-6540.
SoCal weather, mostly sunny and hot today. Highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Then partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 60s. This report brought to you by Blindster.com and from your Toyota dealer's traffic center. We make it easy. It's slow on the 605 in Norwalk.
Let's look at that northbound side, and that's where the drive really loads up, getting away from just about Rosecrans. You remain on the brakes ahead all the way to the 60. Now, just on the west side of the 605, right coming up on the 60, you'll probably see some smoke. There's a fire burning in the Whittier Narrows recreation area, and it's also affecting travel on the 60 eastbound, which is loading up all the way out of East LA from just about Lorena Street all the way to San Gabriel Boulevard. And the drive along San Gabriel Boulevard is pretty jammed as well, heading through that stretch. I'm also seeing delays on Rosemead coming off of the 60, heading down towards Durfee Avenue. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. You ought to try it. Enter your VIN number, get an offer fast. If GiveMeTheVIN.com's offer cannot beat CarMax, they will pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com will get you your check on the spot. Easy, fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry, wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit SmileTunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at Brilliant.org. The general election is coming fast, and if you're working on a campaign, you need every smart way to reach voters. iHeart delivers trusted audio at scale through AM/FM radio, podcasts, and streaming, helping campaigns connect with voters at home, in the car, at work, and on the go. Whether you are building awareness, reinforcing your message, or extending your TV buy, iHeart can help you reach the voters that matter. Put audio to work for your campaign today. Call 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Were you a patient of Cedars-Sinai OBGYN Dr. Barry J. Brock? If something about your exams felt wrong, you're not alone. Hundreds of women have already sued, alleging sexual abuse. Brock surrendered his California medical license. Attorneys Jennifer McGrath and Darren Kavanoki recently recovered more than $375 million for UCLA gynecology abuse victims. When you call, you'll only speak with a female attorney. Call 310-747-5000 or visit OBGYNabuse.com. 310-747-5000. 310-747-5000.
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offers a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium minted coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped to $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Know what's happening while everyone else is still drooling on their pillow. Wake up call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
Last place in your fantasy league isn't just about losing. It's the group chat jokes, the punishment, a full year of hearing about it. I'm JJ Zacharyson, host of the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast. Our players to target and players to avoid episodes tell you exactly who to circle and who to cross off. We're providing data-driven research on the podcast all season long so that you're the one talking trash, not taking it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, search the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast, and listen now.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. Today after 6 p.m., we'll talk about this guy who kicked a sea lion in the head in La Jolla. I know, it sounds unbelievable. We'll tell you what he's looking at in jail and what kind of monetary fine for kicking a sea lion in the head. That's all today after 6 p.m. right here on The Conway Show.
KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and on X and on YouTube. You can watch us live. And in about 40 minutes or so, we'll be on the podcast, John Kobylt Show on Demand on the iHeart app. All right. Now here, it looks like there's some real movement going on in Santa Ana and in Orange. We told you last week that the Santa Ana mayor came out and said, we're now rounding up homeless people, and they have the right to accept treatment for their mental illness or treatment for their drug addiction or shelter, or we arrest them. But that's it. Every month we're going out, and that's the choices we're going to offer. And she's working with the city of Orange, that police department, Santa Ana PD, and also CHP. We'll play you this clip that the mayor released, last week. And then we're going to follow up with the news story on what's going on with the Orange Police Department, because they're doing it in that town too.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Valerie Amezcua. I'm the mayor of the city of Santa Ana. I'm out this morning with Santa Ana PD, with our CULT team, our Quality of Life team, Teen Challenge, Salvation Army. And what we're doing here today is we're working with those that are homeless on our streets. We're offering them services, whether it's detox, a shelter, a program. And if they refuse all the services, then they end up going to jail. And why are we doing that again? They do this every single month. And why? Because Santa Ana deserves a good quality of life, just like all the other cities around us. And I always say that because it's very important that you can walk the streets, drive around, and just raise your family here without seeing all the stuff that's going on around our city with the unhoused. And so I just want to be really clear that, yes, Santa Ana PD is working out here. I want to thank Orange PD for joining us, the California Highway Patrol as well. And you're asking, why do we do this? It's inhumane. No, it's actually good to take people off the streets. It's inhumane to leave them on the streets. That is the key that we always have to remember. It is inhumane to leave them on the streets, whether they're laying in their feces or they're high or they just don't know what they're doing or how they're doing it. So we're here with this operation this morning. We'll have about 80 to 100 plus people that have been picked up, provided services, shelter, again, CityNet, Salvation Army, Teen Challenge. And I want to thank Santa Ana PD and thank Orange PD for coming out with us and the California Highway Patrol. We're tackling it at all ends with city partners. So thank you again. And I'm Valerie Amezcua, I'm the mayor. And we're going to keep doing this because your quality of life, my quality of life, and our children's quality of life, it matters. Thank you and have a good day.
Valerie Amezcua. She is the mayor of Santa Ana. Imagine this radical position. You're taking people who are laying and really dying in their own feces and forcing them into treatment. Now, if you noticed, she had the Santa Ana PD being helped out by the city of Orange PD. Well, the city of Orange PD was cleaning up homeless people with help from Santa Ana. Listen to this report from KTLA.
City of Orange Police Department arresting nearly 70 people while cleaning out homeless camps near Hart Park last week. Officers teamed up with the Santa Ana Police Department and conducted the operation to address what they call quality of life issues. During the joint mission, police arrested 69 people in total. Charges include 53 misdemeanors and 16 felonies. The operation comes after the arrest of a 30-year-old man who allegedly shot and killed a person near Hart Park earlier this month.
Did you get that? So Orange Police and Santa Ana Police were cleaning up Santa Ana last week, and they were also cleaning up Orange. And they were getting help from CHP in Santa Ana. The Orange PD Police Department wrote on social media that the Orange PD bike team worked with Santa Ana PD and several other agencies to address quality of life issues. Yes, those are our issues. They're addressing ongoing transient-related issues. 69 people. Homeless camp sweeps. And I guess whatever happened, I don't know the story, but some 30-year-olds shot a person to death near Hart Park, and that was it. They're not putting up with this anymore in Orange. They're not putting up with it in Santa Ana. It's about our quality of life. We have the right to it. So again, I asked this Friday. I asked this on Thursday. When is Karen Bass going to do exactly this? When is she going to do it? You come out and not just say this, do this. Do this. Accept nothing else. No more of your programs. No more of your excuses, your deflection, your spin, your idiotic ideology. Stop it. Want to hear this? What Valerie Amezcua said. Nothing less than this, and you have to follow it up immediately with action. She won't do it. Karen Bass won't do it. Nithya Raman won't do it. Neither one will do it. But they're doing it in Orange. They're doing it in Santa Ana. More coming up. Deborah Mark is off. We got Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
A court hearing on whether accused killer Nick Reiner will be able to access his trust fund to defend himself against murder charges has been postponed until October. ABC's Trevor Ault says a financial steward for that trust fund says a California law may bar Reiner from getting the money.
That steward says Nick Reiner is innocent until proven guilty. If he were to be acquitted of his parents' murders, he would get the money then.
Reiner's accused of killing his parents. No date's been set for his murder trial. The news is brought to you by Sellers Advantage. A number of U.S. states are suing Meta in the biggest social media trial yet.
With a jury now seated, a trial in California accusing Meta of getting kids hooked on platforms like Instagram and Facebook is set to start Tuesday. Several states are involved.
ABC's Jim Ryan says financial damages against Meta could hit $1.4 trillion. Waymo is dramatically expanding its driverless ride service across California. State regulators have approved Waymo to offer paid, fully driverless rides in 18 counties from the Bay Area and Sacramento to San Diego. The company can also operate day or night in nearly all conditions except heavy snow or ice. Waymo says it'll gradually add vehicles and facilities after a 7-month regulatory review. And finally, Dodgers baseball legend Tommy John has died at the age of 83.
John was a 4-time MLB All-Star and won more than 288 games in his career, but he is best known for a groundbreaking elbow surgery. After suffering a torn ligament in 1974, he underwent an experimental elbow reconstruction that allowed him to continue his career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. The procedure is now known as Tommy John surgery. John reminisced what it was like playing in Los Angeles.
That's the way it was playing for the Dodgers. You had Rickles, you had Sinatra, you Cary Grant, you had all these people were up in the stands.
Lisa Carton, KFI News.
And we'll look at something jamming up the 5 after this.
Being hurt in an accident, boy, that's like a punch in the gut, and you never saw it coming. The attorneys at Sweet James knows the agony, the disruption, the devastation that you go through. Sweet James has spent 25 years fighting for injured accident victims, and they have the experience and the reputation and the care to help you make your comeback. They've helped thousands of people just like you recover when an accident has changed their life. And they've won over $1 billion for their clients. They can't guarantee the outcome, but you want a law firm like Sweet James on your side when you need someone the most. Call 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-MILLION. If you're hurt in a car, truck, motorcycle accident, any of that, call the attorneys at Sweet James, and you pay nothing until they win. The number is 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-000-000, sweetjames.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Mostly sunny and hot today with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll have lows in the upper 60s. It's going to be sunny tomorrow and up a couple degrees to around 90, and it should stay in that territory all through the weekend. Right now it is 88 in Buena Park, 86 in Altadena, and there's a stall on the 5 in Pacoima.
This one's on the northbound side, just past Van Nuys Boulevard at Big Rigs, plugging up the 2 middle lanes, and delays are backing up away from Hollywood Way. Downtown LA, they just wrapped a wreck here on the 101 southbound at Broadway. All lanes open. Delays are backing up out of Hollywood. Looks like you're on the getting away from about Santa Monica Boulevard. Also very slow moving on the 210 out of Pasadena. Eastbound delays from the 134 all the way towards Citrus and into the Cajon Pass, the 15 northbound. Jamming up at the 215 merge, delays ahead to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
I suffered from chronic knee, hip, and back pain for many years.
This is Emily, and this is her Good Feet story.
I was unable to take a walk around my neighborhood, and nothing alleviated the pain. Oh, I'm just going to have to live with chronic pain for the rest of my life. I had been toying with the idea of going to the Good Feet store, and I went in, I got fitted for the arch supports, and I had a moment where I started crying because I was like, wow, this feels great.
For over 30 years, the Good Feet store has been helping improve the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time.
And a few months later, I was able to walk like 10 miles. I've been wearing the arch supports for about 4 years. They are helpful every single day. My life is more wonderful because I'm just able to experience it instead of being at home, sitting on the couch, not able to move. If you've tried everything and you think that nothing's going to work, I encourage you to go to the Good Feet store because it changed my life and it could change yours too.
See how we can help you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We have 11 area locations. Find the one closest to you at goodfeet.com.
Have you been avoiding shorts or swimsuits because of painful varicose or embarrassing spider veins? Is that how you want to live? West Medical can help. Treatments may be covered by most PPO insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross, Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare, and more. Don't ignore leg pain, swelling, or bulging veins. Call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL for your free consultation or visit westmedical.com today. Isn't it time to feel incredible?
Feel incredible. 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but Amco to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
Check out Amco's multiple financing options, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow.
AA MCO.
Amco, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Tap into happy hour with half-price pizzas and select apps every weekday at Yard House. Find yours at yardhouse.com.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Kelsey Agostinelli, Vice President of Marketing Operations for Mars, talks about the mindset of the listener.
Trust in a platform or trust in a brand comes from transparency. iHeart's commitment to being uniquely human is all about transparency. Leverage the tools where they make sense, but don't fool anyone.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live events, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Handle on the news, weekday mornings at 6 on KFI.
KFI. AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. Moist line for Friday, 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86, or use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. And we're live on YouTube, live on X. And you could follow along by watching the video, the live broadcast. There's a story today that really cracked me up. You know, it irritated me and cracked me up at the same time. One of the most irritating phrases, political phrases, it's in the news all the time, is affordability. Something must be done about affordability. And then the government does everything they can to make things more expensive. Like, I want to listen to politicians in California talk about affordability when the gas prices here are $1.50 to $2 a gallon higher than anywhere else. Just shut up. Now, one of the aspects is the price of housing. Price of housing higher than anywhere else. Price of rentals higher than anywhere else. And Los Angeles Times took a new tack here. Grace Tui has this story. This was a novel idea. Apparently, one of the reasons for affordability is the baby boom generation will not die. And so they published an article here really encouraging baby boomers just to kill themselves. And then that would open up a lot of housing for younger generations. It's interesting. California's aging population is driving down the state's average household size because their parents, their kids grow up and move out, but the husband and the wife remain, and now they're living in this big house, and they don't want to move out. Well, we can't have this. They came up with a new statistic to try to shame and bully people, and that is the average number of people who live in a house, which is down to the average household size is now 2.77, which is down quite a bit because people won't die and they don't want to move. What? Why don't they want to move? Well, this is another aspect of their bullying. You know, Prop 13. Once you've owned a home for a while, your property tax bill is relatively low compared to what it could be because Prop 13 caps the increases. And once you're in a home for 25, 30, 40 years, now you're paying a lot less than the home next door to you. So what? That's the deal. I grew up in a state where they had no cap on property tax increases, and older people were forced to sell because they couldn't pay the property tax. They're on a fixed income. So they were literally taxed out of their homes. They were forced to leave their homes against their will because the government's excessive taxes. Go to California, and it was the opposite here. You can grow old in your house, and you're not going to be forced out by wildly increasing property taxes. You might be forced out by all the other taxes, but not the property tax. And this is the new bullying from the LA Times. Number one, if you're the baby boom generation, which is generally now, let me see, I guess roughly people over the age of 60, you are not dying and you're not paying excessive taxes. You're clogging up the system. People can't move into your house because you won't leave. And once your kids get older, you're supposed to leave. Come on, follow the program. Get out of here. And if you're not going to move, at least have the decency to die, would you? Household sizes are shrinking as kids move out and as spouses die. Well, look at that. If your kids move out, you should move out. If your husband or wife dies, well, you should move out or you should die. What was a household for 4 or 5 people is now a household for one, according to Jenny Silva, executive director of this Affordable and Sustainable Housing Coalition in Marin County. See, they focus this on Marin County. Marin County up in Northern California is very liberal, is very old, and very rich. So these are old, rich hippies. And they don't want to move. They don't want to expire. And so the lady from the Affordable and Sustainable Housing Coalition says, come on now. What does it mean, sustainable housing? I have never understood why people don't accept that in some cities and towns, there's just no vacancy, right? If you're on a trip, you want to stop at a hotel, you pull up at a hotel, let's say it's a hotel, 200 rooms, says no vacancy, right? That little neon sign, no vacancy. What do? You move on to another hotel because all 200 rooms are booked. There's no room for you. So drive on. Well, same thing if you're trying to move into a town or a neighborhood. If there are no openings, there are no openings. If a hotel room's too expensive, you go to a cheaper hotel. If this neighborhood you want to be in is too expensive, you go to a cheaper neighborhood, another town, another county, another state. Get a trailer. Sorry, that's the way it works. But now it's like, well, why don't you die? Hey, you're not really needed anymore. Your kids grew up. They moved out. Hey, your husband's dead. What are you doing there? You're taking up space. Why? Look. The average of household size is 2.77. You're 1.0. Out. Go. Beat it. Pull the plug. This is crazy. And they can quote all these experts with all their policy analysis that they've done in reports. What do you want people to do? You know, if we didn't have these greedy, stupid, corrupt politicians, we wouldn't have had Prop 13. Why do we have Prop 13? Because back in the 70s, the property taxes were being jacked up beyond all reason. And ever since then, for almost 50 years, every election cycle, they passed some confusing proposition so that Prop 13 would get gutted in one way or another. Every single cycle. We have John Kobylt. We've had John Kobylt probably on the show 200 times over the years from the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. Every conversation is the same. There's a new proposition. Proposition FU. They want the property taxes to go up. So they have all these clever, complicated ways, and they try to con you into voting. And every once in a while it works. Most of them get voted down because having $370 billion in California isn't enough. They want more. Now they're so pissed off, excuse me, they're openly calling for your death. And of course, they got writers at the LA Times who say, oh, that'd be a good feature. Yes, people are living too long. Yes. Usually you get scary health stories in the LA Times that if you don't stop, eating meat or having a beer, you're going to die young. That takes every cheeseburger you have takes 3 seconds off your life. Every beer you have takes 6 seconds off your life. So stop it. Well, I guess people are so healthy now. You've got this housing shortage, and they want to find a place for all the illegal aliens. There's the answer here. I think we're the only ones to talk about this. Get rid of all the illegal aliens, and you will open up probably 1 million units in California. 1 million of them. You got 4 million illegal aliens. How much housing are they taking up? And if they're living in poor neighborhoods, you could bulldoze those neighborhoods and build new condos, build new homes. But don't let in 4 million illegal aliens and say, we got a housing shortage. Just supply and demand. Demand is too high. Too many people here. And so people are moving. Good. We still have ridiculous traffic. I don't understand these people for a perfect world. No answer is good enough for them now. There are places you'll never live because you don't make enough money. Nothing you can do about that. It's just the way it goes. I don't understand why people can't accept that. There's always places that you can't live because you don't make enough money. It's never going to change. So you're going to whine and complain all your life, or you go and find a place somewhere that you like, that you can afford. Somewhere it's out there. Maybe not here. What's the point of staying here? Just get the LA Times rooting for your death anyway. We got Mark Ronner live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. Boyle Heights residents rally to get Lineage off the dime and finish cleaning up their mess. A hearing postponement for Nick Reiner, who's accused of killing his parents, Rob and Michelle, and actress Hayden Panettiere has been autopsied following her death at the age of 36. Those stories and more at the top of the hour, and we'll look at driving on the 91 after this.
I'll tell you about Super Sure. When you sign your insurance policy, you run a business, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, and then you're done. And you may not hear from them again until it's time to renew. And your business, though, runs all year. So the gaps in insurance all year, the risk you take all year. I'm telling you about Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, or the HR manager, it's all too complicated to buy a policy online. Super Sure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits. And you get year-round support for you and your team. Supersure.com. You get tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy to plain English so you can understand it. business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth, so you know how much insurance you really do need. Supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center. Odoo, the only business software you need. Mostly sunny and hot today still, with highs in the upper 80s, upper 70s at the beaches, and up to 100 in the valleys and IE. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 60s. This report brought to you by Blindster.com. And from your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. It is slow on the 91 in Carson.
I'm looking at these eastbound delays, and they're starting up at Main Street. The drive pretty tough ahead all the way to the 710, where they're clearing a crash out of lanes. Beyond the 710, it's still pretty heavy in stretches as you continue all the way into Anaheim Hills, looking better beyond Green River. Very slow in the Cajon Pass, 15 northbound from the 215 merge, traveling ahead to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Infinity Bank. Most banks give you a call center. Infinity Bank gives you the president, Victor Guerrero. Speak directly to him. Call 657-223-1000. Infinity.bank.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
This report is sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem Blue Cross and Chicas Verdes are helping students throughout Los Angeles learn how to grow and prepare their own healthy food. They're joined by Sparks and will provide education, recipes, and knowledge to students and families. Learn more at anthem.com/ca/Sparks. Anthem Blue Cross is the trade name of Blue Cross of California.
Termites are one of those things we tend to put off. E. coli is here to protect your most expensive investment, your home, your family, and the environment. You might have heard of Sue Freeze, the termite lady. She's the owner of E. coli Termite and Pest Control. Now, they've been protecting Southern California homes for more than 40 years. So if you have a termite problem, that's who you want in your corner. E. coli offers eco-friendly treatments that are tough on termites, but gentle on kids, pets, and anyone who's sensitive to chemicals. And if you're not planning on selling your house, they'll come out and inspect your home for free. And with all the heat we've had over this last month here in Southern California, it's perfect breeding grounds for termites. E. coli has been recognized as one of the top pest control companies in North America by Pest Control Technology magazine. So if you suspect a termite problem, you must act fast. So call E. coli at 1-800-332-BUGS. 1-800-332-2847. 1-800-332-BUGS.
Morongo's giving away a Mustang GT Fastback. Finally, it's sleek, powerful, and turns heads. We already have so much in common. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Walker Hayes is bringing that country stuff to Morongo on the 22nd. Buy tickets now.
Number 4.
Bingo. Play in our $47,000 Labor Day special. 30 games paying $1,199. September 5th, 6 p.m.
3.
Book your tee time for Morongo Golf Club at Tupet Canyon. 2 spectacular courses, the champions and the legends.
And the number 2.
Morongo's Travel Center gas prices are the lowest around.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a 2026 Mustang GT Fastback. Earn entries now, and you could drive off a winner the 31st.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times.
GiveMeTheVin.com is paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Worried about what your breath smells like after coffee, lunch, drinks, or a night out? That's why we created Zellman's, the breath mint for grown-ups. Zellman's is not available in stores, so go to Zellmans.com. That's ZELMINS.com and use code SAVE for 15% off your first order.
Worried about inflation, market volatility, or the weakening dollar? More Americans are turning to physical gold and silver to help diversify their retirement savings. Right now, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857 now to speak with a gold specialist. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. 877-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offers a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mint coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped to $25,000 and credited customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit smiletunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
The countdown to the NFL season is on, and Fox Sports Radio is where you join the conversation with the Dan Patrick Show.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
You have to strike when the iron is hot in the NFL.
And more. Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and listen now.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
The economy is crazy. On the next Bill Handel Show, corporate profits are skyrocketing, stock markets are breaking records, the economy is roaring, yet hiring has flatlined. The jobless boom has arrived. That's coming up tomorrow morning after 8 on the next Bill Handel Show.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. Conway's coming up in a few minutes. A few things. Pageant of the Masters I went to last night. We go every year. We've gone every year down in Irvine since we moved to L.A. Haven't missed a single season, and it was a terrific show last night. The greatest of all time, about the greatest artworks by the greatest masters, and and it's fascinating how they've updated the performance every year with new ways of showcasing the art. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but if you like the Pageant of the Masters, if you haven't heard about it, go look it up. It's in Irvine. It's a few more weeks, and it's just wonderful there. What else? Oh, we've got the trip that I was hinting at. It's a trip to Italy and Greece with stops in Malta and Tunisia. It's a cruise, Oceania Cruises, in October 2027. You call the travel store and call them first thing tomorrow morning. Go to johnkobeltcruise.com. You'll see all the details. But we have the date set, October 6th through 15th of 2027, next year. So it's 14 months from now. It's early enough for you to block out those dates, talk it over, call tomorrow morning, and reserve. It's a new ship. It's only a year old, and it's small. It's 1,200 cabins, I think. It's going to be such a tremendous trip. We talked about it in detail earlier in the show. Please call Travel Store tomorrow, johnkobeltcruise.com. One more story quickly. So a homeless guy breaks into an Oregon business, steal property. His name is Kenneth Voits. The name of the business is Touchstone Granite and Marble Incorporated. Now, its owner is James Grant. So Kenneth Voits is the homeless guy, James Grant, the owner. Voits broke into the closed business early in the morning, grabbed a drill bag, and he's admitted, yeah, I was trespassing and I was going to walk off with the bag. But then the store owner, James Grant, suddenly arrived for work. Voiles panicked, made a mad dash for the door. But Grant, well, it depends who you talk to. Voiles is saying he threw a coffee mug at me and heavy tiles. Good. Grant says not true. That Voiles snatched a pair of bolt cutters and aggressively ran towards him. Well, Voiles the one breaking in. What Grant says, after Voiles came after him with the bolt cutters, Grant shot him. Again, good. He says he only fired the shots after the homeless man got aggressive and seemed ready to attack. And get this, Voiles, the homeless guy, is filing a lawsuit against the business owner, James Grant. Wants $10 million, $5 million in compensation, and $5 million in punitive damages. You believe this? This guy, Voigt, admitted he broke in and was stealing a bag of tools. And then is pissed off, and he ran at the guy. He ran at the owner with bolt cutters. And then he's pissed off that Grant shot at him. And claiming all these terrible injuries, severe chest wounds, collapsed lung, shattered bones in his arm. Too bad. Don't break into anybody's business. That does not happen to people who choose to not break into somebody's private business. And if more business owners did that, you'd see these homeless guys disappear off the street. Somebody breaks in, you should have every right, especially if they're coming at you. All right. Conway up next, and we'll see you tomorrow. And Jason Nathanson is doing the news. In for Michael Crozier. He's also dancing. Live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.